3-pin turn there, turn number 3. I mean, you're starting to get into open air. You're passing. You're just beginning to pass you pass the 3 hotels that are right there adjacent to that turn, and you can just run into some open wind, especially if it switches out more to the north or leaning to the northwest.
It's first lap. It's day 1, Key West.
Well,
you're jacked up. You're running hard. I mean, I remember years ago I was at an unlimited hydroplane race, and Miss Budweiser was so far out in front, and then I just saw this little ripple go across the river, and the boat was airborne. Mm-hmm. And the driver said he knew it as soon as he saw the ripple. That's all it takes when these boats are really aired out like that. They become a wing.
Yeah, and landed right on the tip of the sponson, tore it up pretty good. And we got some orange smoke up already. But, the X-Insurance boat is
done.
Is done for this race. Probably making decisions, but I expect they'll probably put that boat back together. It was an impressive boat that they brought over from Abu Dhabi, MTI, that won the World Championship in 2015. Randy Sism at the lead of that team with Johnny Tomlinson, Gary Ballou in the cockpit. All-American team, 2 All-American equipment with the team sponsor from Abu Dhabi. All right, we've got orange smoke. They're going to hold that boat in the center of the course. Coast Guard, thank you very much, is helping secure this course here on Veterans Day. It was an impressive flyover by the Sundowners from the United States Navy at Naval Air Station Boca Chica. Thank you very much, and we salute you all, the men and women of our services and those that have served as well. Live coverage of the 42nd Annual Key West World Championships is brought to you by Maximum Inflation here on the Race World Offshore live stream, as well by our presenting sponsor, Performance Boat Center. We'd also like to thank Rab Beats, our Race Village sponsor, Race World Offshore. Thanking you very much, Rab Beats, for making that really cool interactive zone down there. Monster Energy's down there as well. There's all kinds of great vendors, including Tuna Skin, our official apparel outlet for Race World Offshore. A lot of other cool T-shirt outfits and food and things to drink down in the pits while you walk around and see the boats in the Rab Beats Race Village. Factory 450R boats, got orange smoke. We still don't see them in a counter.
Forming up yet.
They're not forming yet.
Where is the boat under tow? Is it
it's
big blue one?
It looks like the big catamaran.
It's on the screen now.
Are they offloading it?
Yeah.
It looks to me like they're pulling people off of it. So
they're gonna go ahead and bring it in. We're hearing from race control.
Okay.
So we're in another holding pattern. So they may have some issue that they've got to deal with.
Well, that's part of it. It's a boat.
So next is Super Cat. So we've had a shuffle of the cards. Factory 450R. All these classes are pretty much going to run by themselves until we get to the end. Class 1 had started Wednesday before the intermission, but because of the earlier problem, they had to go to the 12:30 start. Now Class 1 will race the last race of the day. They're down from 6 boats to 5, and the 3 VX V-bottom boats, V Extreme, will move back and race with Class 1, as well as the lone Extreme boat, the JBS team that is running unopposed. So you'll have 9 boats starting in that last race. So all of these major APBA national class groups will run all by themselves out there. It makes it a lot easier, Billy, when you're not running through traffic. And certainly for the fans, it's going to be super easy the next 3 races because it's all one class racing at one time.
Yeah, I think that was the best decision they could make, is get those big, fast 150-mile-an-hour boats away from the ones running the mid-90s today with those Mod Vs. And just let them have their own race, because the Mod Vs they're aggressive all over the place, and then it's hard to adjust when the Mod Vs running 90, mid-90s, whatever it is, and then you're coming at them at 150 not knowing where they're going to go. So I think that was a real good decision. The VX boats will be running the 120s today, so they're closer to their speed, and I think it makes more sense.
Yeah.
Plus the visibility, you can just, you're in a big boat, you can see another big boat easier, especially with spray and everything in a turn. It would be real easy to miss a 30-footer, low profile.
We were put in that class with our fountains against the not against them, but with the Class 1 boats, and I'll tell you what, man, when they pass you, and we're running 95 or 100, and they blow by you, it's it'll raise a hair sometimes. But I think it was a real good decision. And I think the Mod V guys probably thought the same thing, as well as the Class 1 guys.
Well, it is the World Championship, and you want to give everyone the best opportunity they can have to fight it out fairly.
Yeah,
and not,
100%.
and not have strange elements come into play to disrupt a good competition.
Yeah, and this was good water for those Mon V guys. They love this stuff. When it gets bumpy like that, there's some stiff competition in that class with all those guys. No one in that class is a slacker. Everyone there runs hard every time, and so, good racing, good finish, and one stuff, I guess. And those guys are okay. I talked to Relentless, Team Latacrete there. Those are some of our guys. Team Woody, we sponsored them too, and so I went over and talked to them, and they said they're okay, the boat's okay, and we'll race another day.
Yeah, they just, you stand it up that high and come down, that the impact can do strange things to the carburetor, and they just couldn't get it to fire.
I'll tell you what, Rob Hartman and Chris Uzi, they were some maniacs in that thing, and so they were running it to the very edge, I'm sure, and that's why, you get in those situations. Those waves come out of nowhere sometimes. You're going out, and you think you can see everything, and then all of a sudden there's a hole in front of you that you don't expect, and then, you're upside down or you're backwards or sideways or something.
Well, I asked Steve Kildall, and I said, so, you've been coming here for a while. Was this a situation where you're saying to Steven, okay, it's coming, and then he's been coming here a while now too, and they both set up for that first, oops, here it comes.
Yeah, we're waiting for it. I think today's the only time that Chad and I have actually correctly pulled our tape, and it's because we couldn't wait for this race to finish. We didn't want to run an extra lap. We usually give extra laps, because we're just whatever, but I was like, no, that's 5. We're good. Let's get out of here,
But speaking of a legendary name that you just come across in the pits, I mean, I've seen Bobby Ciceni in the pits, but Steve Stepp, the original founder of Velocity Powerboats.
Is he here?
Is here with his wife.
Wow.
And he just told me his daughter bought the Velocity Big Red. And they're going to put fresh power in it. And so they're going to keep the original 100-mile-an-hour velocity in the family. Pretty cool.
That is cool.
The history from this, they just you can't get away from it. You just want to keep, you stay involved somehow. I mean, I've been covering it since the early '90s. I still want to cover it. I've been doing this for gosh knows how long.
Down here doing this, it's fun. It's one of the boat racing, and then another point of view to talk about these other guys.
And then I ran into Rick Bolt fame yesterday. He used to be down here every year, and the great thing is they just want to talk racing and boats,
Right.
And you're seeing a lot more of the presence of the Florida Powerboat Club boats here from the Poker Run, the Miami Key West Poker Run. 200 boats. They had 3 starts, different start days this year.
Yeah, that is a lot of poker runs. If you look down on the harbor over here by the island, you can see a bunch of them sitting over here. Fleet, they got bumpy in that one. There's a whole lot of boats. Yeah.
Now this looks to me like pulling.
They might be putting them as this.
Or they almost now they're going.
I'll tell you what, those guys down there they're burning up. It was really
warm in condition.
It's ridiculous, and that canopy just hanging out.
Yeah, the is gonna take that to catamaran, the Sebago sail cover, and they're gonna hold it in the middle of the course so we can get this race going.
My goodness! And while we have a moment while they're continuing to work on that boat, we let. For the Samuels house here in Key West.
I heard from Matt Trulio this morning. They reached their goal. They $200,000, including the match donation from the J.R. Noble Foundation. So that is just a great job by Matt and Jason and everyone involved to really help that organization. I met a few of the women from the organization last night, and I think it's just great what they're doing.
Doing great work here in our community. What a wonderful event. And kudos to Ivan Aleman and Greg Harris for helping to spearhead this with Matt Trulio and Jason Johnson. Have put so many hundreds of thousands of dollars back into our community, helping those in need through Samuel's House. We thank you from the bottom of our heart here from Key West. Awesome night last night. Green Street was closed out in front of the Pickles, and had a couple of big boats out there, including the Monster Energy 438 Skater. Super event, and what a great fundraiser it was.
And then just up the street was all the goings-on for the Florida Powerboat
That's
Club
right.
and their event. So this really does take over this little town for a few days.
Yeah, and then tomorrow night you have the street party where all of the boats are going to be lined up on Lower Duval. Green Street's going to be closed again, and you can walk up and down Lower Duval and then on down to the Florida Powerboat Club's Poker Run Village at the Concord Public Seafood Company and see all of the great equipment there. I can't even begin to imagine how many millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars that are on display just in that event. But even beyond that, all that are here for the FPC Poker Run and the Key West World Championships. And then the X Insurance is back on Saturday with the Boots and Boats concert, another great concert at the Coffee Butler Amphitheater. Go to raceworld.offshore.com to secure tickets and for the full schedule of events for the 42nd Annual Key West World Championships presented by Performance Boat Center. X Insurance, we certainly immensely are appreciative of their participation here. They have the Helicam flying around for our coverage of the event here on the live stream as well. They're the hospitality sponsor here. You can, those of you that have VIP tickets are heading into the X Insurance VIP zone for watching the race and having some cool libations and great food here on Friday and on Sunday. We salute you, X Insurance. I mean,
we are still in a red flag. The pace boat is flying the red flag down in.
Yeah, the U.S. Coast Guard is still by that big catamaran, and we still don't see a mill yet. This is a delay that I'm sure organizers were hoping what wasn't going to happen. I mean, you're getting 4 races in this afternoon, and the sooner we get them underway, the better. Choppers up there burning fuel. You want them to go and then get back and start the Super Cats so that we can have a slight intermission. We'll do the award ceremony between the races for Factory 450R and Super Cat, and that'll be the Southernmost Continental Championship. We award a different championship each day. Wednesday, and we do it today, and we'll do it again on Sunday. But the podiums won't be out here on Sunday. They'll be up on the main stage at the major award ceremony at the Coffee Butler Amphitheater. But we'll be back out with the Coconut Man and handing out trophies. And somebody might be opening one up and putting some El Bandito tequila in there, like Steve Miklos did. When you have a sponsor like that, I mean, yeah, it just goes well with coconut milk.
You're kind of obligated to do that, you know.
Do you think Papa's Pilar ever found its way in any of
I'm
that?
sure it did.
I got to find me one of those sponsors.
Yeah.
I got to hats off to these poker run guys and gals coming down here from Miami, or where they come out. And I'm not sure they expected this water this morning when they got around the corner either. And I went to the airport to pick Madison up last night about 4 o'clock, and there was some of them coming across there, and it was looked like a pretty good ride coming across the end of the island down there.
Yeah, I saw a few late yesterday, and it was already starting to change around. And yeah, there was some bounce. We've had certainly worse years weather-wise, but we're in about a 15-minute delay, which is holding up progress of getting these second set of races
almost
underway.
Makes me wonder if that big catamaran lost its anchor or something, because I'm sure it's got windlasses and you just hit a button to drop it.
And the Coast Guard
still on the opposite side.
Still on the opposite side and trying to get that situation
basically
controlled.
Acting as a tug.
Hey, how about that flyover here on Veterans Day as we salute the United States Armed Forces and the veterans out there? The Sundowners from the United States Navy at Boca Chica. Excellent job of Larry Blyle of Race World Offshore to put that together with that flyover. Is pretty cool.
That was very cool. And it was interesting when they were talking during the break, and Larry was talking about the podiums and how you can actually see who the people are. It reminds me of the Formula One races where the top 3 guys, as soon as the race is over, they're out of their car and they're over at a microphone talking to the crowd. So I think, anytime you can take off the helmet and see who's and learn more about who's running the boats. It just gives it that much more of a personal feel, which is nice. You kind of see what's driving these people. Everyone kind of has a different reason why they're out here.
I still haven't figured that out yet. What's driving me to do this? But sure is fun. That's all I know.
I do believe that Todd, after this week, is going to have a new favorite superhero, and that will be the Coconut Man.
You notice how I stand on the other side of the stage.
So
now,
maybe he's a super villain for Todd, actually,
Yeah,
his arch nemesis.
He was getting thirsty out there and did offer up a freshly cut coconut for himself with the El Bandito tequila. Steve Miklos was pouring. Of course, that's his boat sponsor. But, no, it's a fun thing. Everybody loves it. And great that we could bring it to you here on the broadcast and on the live stream. Again, we're in about a 15-minute delay right now. As U.S. Coast Guard is undetermined exactly what's going on with the vessel that one right there that they're having trouble with, and they pulled it to the center of the course. And the factory 450R guys are just all sitting out there waiting for the mill. You're listening to live coverage here on the Zone 97.7 Sports Radio from the Porte Performance Broadcast Center. Over 30 years of pioneering advancement in outboard propulsion and positioning systems. Porte Performance. We build performance into everything. A live stream brought to you by Maximum Inflation brand CO2 cartridges. Gas for everything.
Looks like they're
inflatable.
They threw an anchor over the starboard side there. Yeah,
yes.
they're waiting for the anchor to slide. You can see it. Instead of going out the front, the bow, it's on the starboard side there. If you look closely.
Yeah, I see it now.
So that's what they threw out there initially when they first set. They saw them.
It's right in front of the A and Terralini.
Absolutely, that's where it is, and that's what happens. Just waiting for that anchor to get set, and then we'll get going.
I'll tell you right now, this is a hard place to anchor up.
Coral.
It's hard bottom. There's also a lot of soot. And you look across at the spectator fleet, they're all laying to the south pretty well, but occasionally you'll see a boat just out of nowhere and it'll catch a current and it'll start swinging towards the course. And U.S. Coast Guard has their hands full managing that. It is, for those that know, coming to the harbor and do tarpon fishing, which is world class here in Key West, it can be a very difficult place to throw an anchor, but that's obviously a whole different deal with a big vessel like that.
We are back to a yellow on the pace boat by the looks of it. You can see it in the lower left-hand part of the screen there, right off of TS Motorsports bow. So it looks like, no, I'm not seeing any flag.
Race World Offshore would also like to thank the Tourist Development Council. They are invaluable in their support of Race World Offshore's championship. And their dedication to the community helps bring this thrilling spectacle, but also a celebration of the Florida Keys, its oldest event dating back to 1964. Also, Sunoco, our significant sponsor for fuel sponsorship in the Race World Offshore World Championship, providing high-quality fuel services to participants and attendees, is very noteworthy, and we value their partnership and support. Also like to thank Hyatt Centric, Marriott Beachside Resort, Margaritaville Resort, Doubletree, Opal Key Resort and Marina, Sunbelt, Waste Management, Maximum Inflation, Tukong Sports Fishing, Airport Authority, Signs Unlimited, Detsu Republic, and 4-Star Rentals.
And they are forming up. They're lining them up. So
102nd start for the Cigarette Hawk there. 102nd in its history right there on this start right here.
I thought they busted 100 recently. And look at that. They're lining them up. Here we go. We're ready to go racing one more time. It's the Key West World Championships, the 42nd annual, presented by Performance Boat Center. Factory 450R ready to run. 7 laps here today, just over 33 miles. As we look at the TS Motorsports team, they're on the outside. Here comes the green flag. The race is on. Allez vite. Let's go fast, ladies and gentlemen.
And look at GC go again.
So GC Racing off to the early lead. They won on Wednesday. That's Hank Saloon on the inside line as they head out to the more turbulent waters out at turn number 1. 3-pin turn at turn number 1. Then they'll head eastbound towards turn 2, a 2-pin turn, just off Fort Zachary Taylor from the X Insurance Helicam.
They're going to come into the bump about right now, too.
Yep, that's where we saw in the last race for sure. It really started to get better. Now, the tide should have slacked off a little bit and finished its run out. So that's
like you would think. You'd think Lee Murray would know.
And he does. Guaranteed. If you got to have somebody in the boat, it's a local Key Wester in Lee Murray.
But GC is right back out front with Torrente and Cabeza. They're in the turn, and no one really took a flyer there, but
they're about to.
Yeah, yeah. Every time you get past that big expedition-looking yacht is usually where it starts to.
There we go. They're slowed down too quite a bit. They're trying to ride that boat over them just right, so it doesn't get up in the air.
Being very careful with it, trying to fly it as flat as possible, and they seem to be bridging the waves pretty well here.
Well, they are 39 feet, so these are the biggest boats we've seen in this yet, except for Batman and Predator, but that was calmer this morning.
They are a little high on the left side there. They're the widest tunnel of the APBA national classes, 72 inches, even wider than the Super Cats.
Now the wave angle is going to change here on them coming back down into the harbor.
Yep.
See how wide he went out there, trying to get over closer to the beach to some calmer water. What is that?
Let's see.
Is that Hanks?
That's Hanks on the inside, but I wonder if that was that's a Doug Wright.
It looks like GC.
I wonder if it's Doug. It's 96.
They're pretty reasonably keeping the boats glued to the water, considering. And it appears it could be 96.
It could be Gladiator
there.
Canada.
Or it could be Gladiator. It is Gladiator Canados. GC Racing has the early lead coming into the Monster Energy Drink fan zone here off the Truman Annex Outer Mole. GC with the early lead.
Gladiator Canados.
Michel Carcente from France, and then
third.
Marine Technology TS Motorsports is in third.
Hanks is in fourth.
Yep. And 151 is running in fourth.
And here's Doug Wright in sixth.
And now that lap will set the pace. Now they know what to expect out there. So that first time you're always nervous. They'll probably speed up now. Now they know what to expect.
Because Gladiator the other day, who's on our camera now, was out charging toward the front, and they took a huge flyer. There's pictures all over social media.
And there's your leader in Factory 450R. That's Willie Gabeza and Sean Torrente, your winner from Wednesday in GC Racing. That's a 39 MTI with the twin 450R Mercury Racing engines built on the same block as the 300R, but it's supercharged. All that extra torque and horsepower, 150 plus. Great shot from the X Insurance Helicam over the top of GC Racing. What a beautiful livery on that boat.
And here's the Gladiator Canados. Is it Canados?
Canados.
Canados. And we learned the other day that Michel Carcente actually owns that boat company over in France. And Scott Conrad, a very well-known name in high-performance boating, is a dealer down here for him.
And looking at your leader heading out now to turn number one, it seemed as if that water didn't have the edge that it had a little over an hour ago. And I know these are catamarans and longer, but generally, boy, if it's rough there at the mouth of the harbor, you can see the boats getting air.
Drag race right there between Hanks and 151 Express. They went all the way out of the harbor, side by side, into that turn.
Okay, so 151 could have just made
up a spot. Around them,
Yeah, they could.
They had a very good run on Wednesday.
They were side by side, those guys, all the way back out until they got to that point right there when the water stepped up.
Yep, they definitely looked like they moved forward
on
the grid.
Your setup in this water has got to be 2 or 3 different things here. You know, you can be super quick coming out of here and then not fast out there, or you can be slow coming out of the harbor where it's smooth and then fast on the deep water. So it's a challenge to figure out what you want to do with the boat, you know, because the water's not very big here, but out there it is.
Yep, and now
you're kind of picking and choosing your poison in a way.
It's the lesser of two evils on what you want to do.
Looking overhead at your top 2 boats on the outside there, that's GC Racing, the MTI on the inside. It's the 38 Doug Wright.
Whoa.
And now he's coming out because he has the line
he took
to turn number 2. There at Fort Zachary Taylor on the inside now. That's GC Racing. And Canados goes to the outside, closest to the shore.
And that's the one thing that Willie did tell me the other day is that Sean is so dialed into all the the technical inside the boat, but also Sean has a driving school, so he can communicate very well with his driver on where to put the boat to be its most efficient. And they just defended that line
and that's
there.
a legal move right there.
Yeah.
That's their turn. They were the front boat. As far as they know, they can't see anything other than what their camera has. And so if you're side by side, you can't see those guys. So that was a 100% legal turn.
GC is still in the lead. Gladiator.
In second. Into the Monster.
TS in third again.
So GC Racing continuing to lead. Gladiator Canados second.
Fourth
Motorsports.
TS, 151 moved up to fourth. Doug Wright fifth. So
It's definitely off the speed.
and Hanks is in 6th. So
That's Edwin Shear of Miami, a longtime powerboat racer, along with Key Wester Lee Murray in that 38 Doug Wright. All 6 boats running out on the first lap.
and here's the TS Motorsports with John Tomlinson and Taylor Sissom coming out. Is that coming out of Key West?
Yep, that's
they're coming
on
out.
the Key West
Yeah.
Harbor turn. There they are right there.
That's a real slippery turn down there. It's super smooth. The turnout in 1 and 2 is gigantic water. The turn in the harbor is nothing. It's completely flat down there.
Yeah, GC Racing running beautifully for the second straight race. It was the first podium for Willie Cabeza, and it was the first place finish
Yep.
for him. I mean, boy, he was sky high the other day, putting the Sean Torrente in the boat. I'm told that Sean Torrente will be back racing next year with Meade Family Racing.
Okay, so that'll leave a seat open.
Yep, for Willie. There they go, heading back out to turn number 1. Seems like these boats are negotiating this water pretty well.
It's just a matter of can someone reel in somebody else, and it looks like they're holding station right about now as far as the gaps in between.
Back in third, that's TS Motorsports, Marine Technologies 39, your reigning world champ in Factory 450R, the leader of this sport. Helped put it together, Taylor Sissom of MTI, along with Johnny Tomlinson, the great throttleman veteran, world champion of over 24 worlds in his career in various classes. We look again at your overall leader now, the Carcente boat from France. Michel got a little air there as they got out of the water, props out of the water. Of course, you want to keep the props in the water.
Yep.
And keep that boat moving forward as Torrente settles it down. And Cabeza on the wheel will now bring it up to the pin and turn it into the harbor. It's a 2-pin turn at number 2, coming in on lap number 3 of 7. GC Racing appears to have extended their lead very slightly over Gladiator Canados.
And that's just that forward progress.
Canados was on him last time around turn 2. This time, like you said, it's
right.
a much bigger gap there coming through.
He's going inside the course now, too.
Gladiator was able to take that inside lane that he wanted last time. He got pushed out last time,
That's
so
right.
I wonder if that's where the pace got lost and, GC had that open water, that clean water to run in.
Yeah, back into the Monster Energy fan zone. Your leaders in front of the crowds here in Key West Harbor. GC Racing continuing to lead after lap number 3 of 7 in Factory 450R.
He closed up on him, too, in that turn.
Yep.
He sure did.
Don't count him out,
And they have people on land telling them too, and
they're spotting
communications. So
GC Racing turned that lap at 85 miles an hour. There comes Gladiator.
That's not a bad average speed for this water.
Here comes Marine Technologies in third.
Don't look now, the Express is coming up, taking a lot of space up.
Yeah, they're making the biggest move so far.
And here comes Doug Wright Powerboats. And Hank Saloon right behind them, 5 and 6 on the grid.
It's a hard day for gear cases out there today.
Hey,
Yes.
you remember that 96 boat, the red Doug Wright boat? My goodness, it was upside down in Clearwater. What a ton of work that Manatee Marine and Ricky Maldonado had to do to put that boat back together, and you can't imagine that it's running exactly as they had hoped. The boat set upside down for quite a while. GC Racing, your leader in Factory 450R. These big 450 engines, very impressive. Again, on the same block as the 300R, but the supercharger gives them all that extra horsepower, and it's the torque. Man,
if we can look back a little bit to TS, all of a sudden Johnny's
and Express is too.
Yeah.
And then Express is pulling right along with them.
yeah, battle for second and third right now.
Don't look at fourth. Watch fourth here. Watch that fourth place boat.
It's true.
Well, TS finished third on Wednesday, so if they could get up one spot,
They got him here. They got him going out there. Gladiator's definitely not as fast.
They just passed him on the screen.
Yep.
Remember how far back the Marine Technologies was on Wednesday. They had a bad start, and they had to move all the way. They moved all the way from the very back up to third to finish on the podium.
So they made their move earlier today, also starting from the same lane. So they must have taken a more aggressive approach on either 1 or 2 to get them all ready.
I almost feel like Gladiator's giving the pin to Express
It
there
looks
as well.
like he is, yeah. It looks like he's moved outside. I think he's got some problems going on in there.
A little bit of a hard launch into a wave by GC Racing. The rest of the boats
third.
The boats are passing Malia there. That's at turn 1, 3-pen turn. Now heading eastbound towards turn number 2, just off Fort Zachary Taylor.
But it sure looks like 151 is trying to.
They're on the outside of them.
Go on the outside. Oh, they just got a little light there. And this is Gladiator Canados from the X Insurance helicopter. And we're grateful for this because we did not have this Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah, that's 2 and 3 right there.
Yep.
There's a special thanks to all of our team for working together to put together some of the snafus we had. Great work from Extreme Angles and the camera crew here. Had a nice shot of all of the racing here today. And here comes your overall leader. This is GC Racing. Willie Cabeza, Sean Torrente, and the 39 MTI into the Monster Energy fan zone. And in through lap number 4 of 7 in factory 450R. Holding 85 miles an hour again. Got that boat set in. And now
TS is up to 2.
Yeah, now in second, TS Motorsports.
Here comes Express trying to find his way.
Just in front, Gladiator Canados from France, Michel Carcente with Irvin Grant. And in third,
Catch these 2 in that turn on that camera. This would be a good turn right here. They just came inside of them.
Yep.
So Gladiator's
now
on the
TS
outside.
is inside of Gladiator.
Gladiator in 151 in 4th, 96 Doug Wright Powerboats holding 5th. And here comes our 6th boat. All 6 boats continuing to run.
Get in the turn.
Just over the halfway point here in this race.
Yep.
Express comes out of that turn in the lead.
There it is.
Yeah, he sure did.
Yep.
That's our shot right there. Yep. I don't know. Gladiator's pouring it on the inside, too. It's a fight right there.
This is a dogfight right here. If we can stay with this.
Yep, Gladiator's going to pull on him, and then 151 will probably pull right back. That's the prop selection right there. That's your difference in setup right there.
Yep.
One setup for big water, one setup for the smooth water in the harbor, and this is a prime example of what that looks like right here. You know, Gladiator's going to be super fast coming out, and then watch this 151 Express right here. Just walk around him because he's got a better setup for this water.
Well, and you know what? This is also, even though they're young,
that's a great shot from the camera guys right there, too.
Nick and Ian have been boating together for years out on Long Island, so it's knowing each other.
Yep.
You know, Michelle and Irvin haven't been together in a boat as long as those two have. I can almost guarantee that.
No, they're doing a great job in that Gladiator.
But I will say this, Michel Carcente has been racing for well over 20 years, very seasoned veteran. He's raced X-Cat, and he's raced here across the United States. And boy, the young guns, 151 Express, Nick Impression, and Ian Morgan, they've got the right setup, and they're falling into it here as they head out to turn number 1. They've taken 3rd place from the X Insurance Helicam, 151 Express, a podium finisher from Wednesday. So your overall leader, GC Racing.
Yep.
They're just running their own race out there. Nobody to bother them out in the front. Trying to stay in the front. You know, like you asked the other day, what do you do in this situation? They're just not letting anybody pass is their main goal right now. Just stay in the front, run your race, nice and safe, keep it in the water, and don't make any sudden movements.
And don't let your brain run away with all those little things you're hearing.
Yeah, this is a nasty turn right here.
What was that? What was that? But Sean's flying it nice and level.
Yeah.
You know, the boat has looked.
TS is close in that turn.
It's looked clean all day.
The wind has dropped down from 13 to 10, and the tide did go slack, so it was just going low at 12:30. So now we're kind of in a slack tide. I think that's showing that why the water is laying down a little bit more right now. To keep an eye on the wind conditions later on this day.
Yeah. So here comes GC. Let's see where TS is going to be.
Yeah, they're probably picking up speed, it looks like to me.
You start to hear that Johnny Tomlinson's behind you, you're going to start to probably pick it up a little bit.
He's coming in hot, too.
Yeah, he is.
There they are, Marine Technologies in second. Taylor Sism, Johnny Tomlinson. Now in third, 151 Express.
Yep.
And look at the Doug Wright even trying to make up on the Gladiator.
Yeah, Gladiator. They're still in there, and here comes 96 Doug Wright.
Yep.
Ricky's not slacking on those throttles in there either. He's pushing Aiden all the way to the limit with that thing.
Now running third and fourth.
And Aiden Logan, I did notice today, had a wrap on his hand.
Oh, yeah? I didn't see that.
He had gauze and a wrap on his hand, so he did something in Wednesday's race that.
Hanks is having trouble today.
Yep.
They're going to make their laps. Look like they're maybe one motor up there. No, they got both of them on. I can see two rooster tails coming out. Coming out of the turn.
Yeah, this is off camera, but GC Racing is not messing around because he just opened that up.
He sure did. Well, I think he really has it dialed in for that front straightaway. That's where he took off initially, and that's where he's really getting a lot of it coming back through the harbor. I think he's taking it a little bit easy and making sure.
Yep.
151 looks like they're trying to run down TS Motorsports out there.
But Wednesday was all MTI on the podiums, right?
That's correct.
So it looks like
That's where we're at right now.
I'm not saying it yet.
But
they got 2 laps left?
Yes.
yeah, 3 MTIs up front at this moment. GC Racing heading out to turn number 1.
You never want to...
Heading southbound into the very the long edge of this course. It's the widest at turn 1 to 2. And overhead with the X Insurance Helicam, over top Michelle Carcente and Irving Grant, and that the beautifully prepared 38-foot Doug Wright, Gladiator Canados.
And that name on the side there where it says Opak Mare, that's a European builder of the gangways and the because overseas you get on and off a boat with a gangway or what they call a passerelle. So Michelle's brought some international sponsorship with him as well. And here we see the Doug Wright boat, and those guys have a slot reserved for Class 1 for next year, and I think they may even do double duty with a brand new Doug Wright 450 boat as well.
Yeah, I heard that they had a completely brand new one that'll come out next year. What a beautifully colored boat. What a great sight it is to see running on the water. Lower profile than the MTIs, Eric.
Yep.
Well, they both run so well, and they each have their own characteristics.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, when Randy Sisson was with the Victory team,
look at that.
Speaking of
Marine
Sisson's
Technology, Torrente just saw him in the rearview mirror.
Right?
Yeah, he put a little bit of gas on there because Marine Technologies was on the catch-up there.
Yeah, they're right on the back door.
Coming into the Monster Energy fan zone. Well, we have a duel now for first to second. That's on the outside. GC Racing on the inside, defending world champion Marine Technologies.
Here comes GC. Oh, wow. Yeah,
they've
made up a lot of time.
About 4 boats back.
Yeah, GC was down to 82 miles an hour on that lap and now just trailed by seconds by TS Motorsports Marine Technologies Incorporated.
This will be decided by the turn here, who comes in and out of this turn the fastest.
Last lap on it, too.
Yep.
Now's the time to make the move.
Into the last lap, and I tell you, 151 Express gets stronger as the day goes on as well.
There we go, helicopter shot, turn
third
1,
place goes to 151 Express. Gladiator Canados is in 4th place.
They give him any room down there?
But, you know,
can we get in the harbor on that camera?
Yeah, the
GC came out on front.
Yeah. But we're looking still at Gladiator Canados right here, I believe. But, you know, or is this Doug Wright?
That's Doug Wright coming in.
Doug Wright coming in 5th. See if we can catch the lead boats as they head back out to Key West Harbor. So GC Racing looks like they had a better turn, pulled away just a second or so.
That front straightaway has been his all day. That's where he's been dominating.
But Marine Technologies was making it up on the outside of this course, where they're heading right now.
And that's the one thing you know. Yes, we all agree Johnny Tomlinson is the best or one of the best. But think about the abilities that Taylor has built in the last 3 years at the wheel of that boat.
She's doing a fantastic job.
Absolutely, yeah, no doubt. There's no denying that. And again, it's just the thought of Johnny Tomlinson. It's like, Jordan's coming up behind you. Come on now,
Yeah, but even if you look at the deck of that MTI, that's all aerodynamically designed. When he was at the Victory team, I think Randy actually worked a little bit with Boeing engineers designing the decks of those Class 1 boats just to get maximum aerodynamic efficiency out of them. So nice when you have those resources.
Absolutely.
All right, so GC Racing continues to lead. This is the final stretch, final time around the wall and heading towards turn number 2.
Can they close it?
This is where he made up the room last time, 1 and 2.
Cabeza and Torrente.
They're probably bending the throttles coming down this straightaway right here.
Here they come, making their approach.
They sure look like
they're going to catch them.
Yeah, it's going to be close.
Turn that. There you go, right here. Here they go. They're going to get them.
He's on the inside.
Oh, they got him. They're going to get the turn.
He sure is.
Marine Technologies looks like they have edged in. They're on the inside line. Who's going to get there first? It appears that Marine Technologies may have gained an advantage.
Did she
Now she's
fall
got to
off?
hold
Oh,
it.
he's right there.
Pushing to the
No,
outside.
boy.
No?
Here we come.
It looks like Marine Technologies may have gotten around.
They're
got
on the
to the
inside.
inside.
Yeah, they are on
Yes,
the
they
inside,
did.
yeah.
They did. They got around them and pushed CG Racing to the outside.
Oh, boy,
the
what a
crafty
finish.
KG veteran, John Tomlinson on the throttles,
He has
has
not
come
let up.
around on the last lap as they come into the Monster Energy fan zone. This is your finish for Factory 450R, and your winner today come from behind win for Marine Technologies Incorporated. Taylor Sism, John Tomlinson, your winners here today.
What a race, man. What a race.
Talk about a showdown for Sunday.
GC Racing led all the way, falls back to second. Willie Cabeza on the podium again with Sean Torrente. Big win for Taylor Sism and John Tomlinson, your reigning world champions in the Factory 450R class.
They caught up every inch of that race in
That's
that rough water.
absolutely huge for the
Between
point
one and
standings.
Yeah, but look at this. One of the Doug Wrights is around. No, yeah.
Oh, Gladiator got
Gladiator
around
Granados.
Express.
Yes. Oh, he did.
Granados got third.
Boy, the savvy veteran from France, Michel Carcente, gets around the young guns of 151 Express, and Gladiator Canados is now in third to finish the day on podium.
Michelle Carcente just fed me my words for lunch.
It happens.
Yeah.
Hope he put a nice sauce on it for you.
Wow, that makes the standings
Well, if it's
10-point
French,
difference
it would
there
be
for
truffle,
TS
right?
Motorsports.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
Taylor and Johnny went from 6th place starting to fought their way to first place win.
And the
Good job.
96 Doug Wright to it. Logan Adon and Ricky Maldonado finishes up in 5th. And finishing up in 6th, we just saw Hank's Saloon coming. All 6 boats coming through for the win today. The final overall average speed for the entire course was 89 miles an hour today in Factory 450R. And your winner today is Marine Technologies, the TS Motorsport. Taylor Sism with John Tomlinson. Here's Hank Saloon. That's Lee Murray and Edwin Shear. They take 6th here today, all 6 boats.
Well, they were running hard,
finishing.
too. Wonder what happened there.
And Willie Cabeza is going to be seeing John Tomlinson in his nightmares for the next 2 nights.
Yeah, well, he won't be the first one.
I don't think
Yeah.
Sean will, because Sean, say what you will, the boy does not lack confidence.
He does not. He does not.
That
So,
really opens the door. If whoever wins between those two is
Yep.
pretty much your world champion. It's a 10-point difference going into the next race on Sunday, so it really doesn't matter. They might as well be tied right now where they're at.
That's the way it should be. You know, just right down to the, just battle it out.
Yep. Well, the Express holds an outside shot there to really upset
Yep.
some things and could come in with a win on. They need a win and help for the Express, but otherwise it's a 2-boat race between TS Motorsports and that GC Racing after that today.
Yeah, exciting racing there. TS
Next up,
Motorsports
Super
coming
Cat.
back from back at 3rd. And, remember, they have the outside position on the start. So they fight their way up. And by lap number 4, they're up to 2. And then on the very last lap, they pull around GC Racing that had the lead all day long. Also, kudos to Michel Carcente, Gladiator Canados, as they, they gave up 2nd and then fell back to 4th. And then, 151 Express had been running well the last 3 laps of the race, and they got around them to finish ahead of them and finish on the podium.
Gladiator was right there on that one turn, that one time on turn 2. Almost had the lead there on GC. Another 100 yards, they might have actually been able to take him over because you see that GC just had trouble between 1 and 2. They had the front straightaway, they were the dominant boat, but in the back straightaway, the backside there between 1 and 2, they struggled. That's where TS really had it zoned in. And the Gladiator said they were right there, so great run for them as well.
Yeah, that could be a multitude of things: prop selection, weight selection, where they have it distributed in the boat, how they're set up, and there's lots of things out there. But again, this is like a 3-race course out here,
And you had to take your guesses where you take them.
That's
you
right.
know?
Yeah, we look at your winner here today. That's the Marine Technologies TS Motorsports,
The look
Taylor
on,
Sism,
yeah,
and
the look
Johnny
on
Tomlinson.
The look on Taylor's face this morning when she drew lane 6 again.
Yeah, it was like
she just was like, "Oh, you're kidding."
You know, sometimes lane 6 isn't that bad. They ask us all the time, "Do you want the pole? Do you want outside?" And I honestly don't ever want the pole position. you get to that turn and you're squeezed in, you have to slow down so much, and then all of a sudden you're in last place. So sometimes I like being in the middle on the outside.
That cleaner water is sometimes better.
Yeah, absolutely, that's right.
One thing for sure is teams might be kind of going back and looking now from what they saw earlier when Mod V was running, when the bracketed boats were running. Now you see the wind's down a little bit, although I mean it's expected to be kind of in this range, maybe gusting up a little bit more. It's about 3 miles an hour slower, but the big difference is the tide was running out this morning when you guys were running right into that. Now it's starting to turn back and come back into the harbor. And these boats, they handled it, although there was some bounce, they handled it very well.
They did a great job in that water, absolutely.
Yes.
Well, even with Supercat, I'm looking at it, and if you're lane 2 or 3 in a way, you might be better off because lane 1 is so tight in.
That's right.
But then you kind of set what lane 2 and 3 are.
Yeah, it just depends. Depends on who's pushing who in that game, I mean,
and Liquor Split is lane 2, but Graydell is lane 3.
This is going to be some Graydell water today.
Yeah, they finished second on Wednesday.
They did, yes, sir.
So
and it's anybody's game with these Supercats, man. These guys, they went into that first turn. They were pretty lined up, all of them together yesterday. And so, again, it's going to come down to their selection of wheels and what they want to do because, it's a fast and it's a slow course here. So what's going to happen?
But look at 9 and 10.
9 and 10.
MCon is lane 9. WHM all the way from the outside.
And they moved all the way to 3 because you had CR Racing took a penalty lap, missing a buoy on the race the other day on Wednesday.
Right, but they did a lane draw this morning. I'm
just saying, but WHM was sitting in 3rd place.
Oh, yeah.
Despite the race they had the other day, they were sitting 6th, 5th, and they just kind of did their thing. Billy and Jay slowly just played the game they know how to play, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden they were on the podium by the end of the day when everything was pushed out. So WHM and MCon from that outside is going to be definitely very interesting to see how they run it because those are 2 of the favorites.
And I like it that they're drawing lanes every race because at flipping races, whoever's in first is in first. I think that this drawing lanes, it's random.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that I prefer that. I don't know what these guys think. Sometimes it's like, we want to get the last position we had in the last race, but that just means because you're automatically in first. No one else cares except for first and second.
All right. Well, you want me to run down the lanes?
Let's take a quick break here. Billy, we appreciate you stopping by, buddy, and great job as usual. Look forward to catching up with you again on Sunday. You guys look good out there in the Team Woody Class 400 boat. And we got one more day to finish this thing up, buddy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me, and I do enjoy doing this, and I'll be back on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
You guys have a good rest of your day.
Billy Shipley, and we'll be back with more here on the Zone 97.7 Sports Radio and the Race World Offshore Facebook page.
Keys family. Lichty Marina Marathon is proud to be the Keys' largest Suzuki repower dealer. Suzuki engines deliver unmatched reliability and performance. This week's boat of the week is the super sweet Pioneer 180 Islander. The 180 Islander is the perfect boat for family fun with its 6-person capacity. This center console is the perfect boat to pull up to the sandbars and enjoy the outdoors with friends and family. Come see us at 9200 Overseas Highway in Marathon or check us out online at marathonsuzuki.com.
It's the Fast Boats and Boots concert presented by X Insurance, featuring some of Key West's best local musical talent: Cliff Cody, Key West Kings, Rob Benton, K-Rush, and Wolf Love Band. Happening Saturday, November the 11th at the Coffee Butler Amphitheater. Join X Insurance for their 2nd annual official Race World Offshore Fast Boats and Boots concert. Get your tickets online now at fastboatsandboots.com. That's fastboatsandboots.com.
Hey Key West, Danny Hughes here from Two Friends Patio. I love live music all day, every day. And that's exactly what we have. Breakfast, lunch, happy hour, and dinner just seem better. An Eggs Benedict or Key West shrimp is more pimp. Beer tastes more cheery. You ameliorate a steak. And you're eating that food and drinking that drink, enjoying the music, and you're sitting in Old Town Key West, the best damn place in the world. So meet your friends or make your friends at Two Friends, 512 Front Street in Old Town Key West or twofriends.com.
After the roar of your boat motor has subsided, but you want to keep your engine running, stop by Fairvilla Sexy Things Key West, 524 Front Street. Why not keep that excitement in your day? Fairvilla Sexy Things is your intimacy and wellness resource. Plus, they have the sexiest lingerie, the best party supplies, and all your bedroom necessities, sure to keep you revved up and ready for action. For store locations and online shopping, Fairvilla.com. In Key West, every day can be a winner for you at Fairvilla. Fairvilla Sexy Things.
And now we return to the 42nd Annual Race World Offshore Key West World Championships, presented by Performance Boat Center, live from the Porte Performance Broadcast Center on the Zone 97.7 Sports Radio.
Yeah, from the Maximum Inflation live stream as well. Hey, listen, it's time to get right to it. Supercats are getting ready to mill and
they're
get
lining
back
them up
out there. Let's get our lineup. Eric Colby joins us from Speed on the Water. We're going to also talk with Steve Miklos of the Sun Print El Bandito Tequila team, and Joey Cook still joining us from the Key West Citizen. We've got racing getting ready to go. If you can quickly give us a lineup, at least the inside line.
I'm just going to give the name of the boats. Roland Transport, Lane 1. Liquor Split, Lane 2. Graydell, 3. Dirty Money, 4. Wicked, 5. Valder Yacht, 6. CRX Insurance, 7. Hancock Claims, 8th. MCon, 9th. And WHM Motorsports is in Lane 10.
Now we're waiting for the boats to line up. The Cigarette Hawk Pace boat gets them set. We're waiting for the green flag to come up. And we're going Supercat Racing.
The green flag's up and Liquor Split is way back. That's off camera, but let's see if Valder Yachts is out for a little payback after having to call it a day early on Wednesday.
All right, so SV Offshore has the inside line you see there.
Scorpion Engines taking SV Offshore out front.
Vinny Diorio and Matt Jaminski in the only outer limits racing in Supercat. Predominantly 388 skaters. Wayne Valder's boat is an MTI.
Yeah, let's just let it shake out. It's lots of white water, lots of spray.
There are 10 boats out racing today. We have one scratch, HP Mafia. They're racing 10 laps, 45 miles.
Well, kudos to HP Mafia for a good run when they were out there on Wednesday.
Yeah,
the boat looked good.
Pop and Son, Anthony and Anthony Smith. I'd like to see you guys out run that boat. Sweet, the way those HP Mafia engines ran early. We can see out on the season. Boy, it looks like SV Offshore is having a nice run there.
Yep.
Oh, they go up. Got to get it back down.
Yep.
And there now all of a sudden some bump there. A lot more bump than we saw from the
Well, look
the
at that boat they just
450R.
passed. It looked like a big cruiser was throwing a wake as well. And that's the thing. These are not closed courses.
Well, your leader's having trouble keeping that boat flying true.
Yep.
And somebody is moving up on the outside.
And there's an air scoop on top. Could that be WHM or Graydell?
It could be either.
It's the two. Those are the two boats with the.
It looks like the Graydell,
which would not surprise anyone, because
So-
Graydell was in about. They were in lane 3.
or no, it could be. It could be either. I still can't get a color on that boat. But
Well,
if SV Offshore on the inside, that's the outer limits, and the 388 skater, it appears to be Graydell.
Yeah, let's.
And right now, SV Offshore has the
Nice
early
little
lead.
drag race here.
It is
No,
coming in
it's-
for lap number 1.
I think this is going to be. This is half of a lap almost, and this is a nice race.
It's Graydell, and
Graydell.
they will edge by SV Offshore. MCon in 3rd. Hancock in 4th. X Insurance.
Balder was in there too.
We'll have to sort them out after they come out of the turn. Liquor Split coming up from behind. It was SV Offshore across the line by nose, but Graydell passing them heading into the harbor turn. If we could follow them around, it appears MCon may have had a nice run going into the turn.
And Chris,
But it's Graydell in the lead.
Chris Grant is another one of those guys who has really come on as a driver. We talk a lot about Billy Moore, but Chris is becoming a heck of a wheelman.
So Graydell, that's Billy Moore and C.J. Grant, a Canadian-based team, 388 skater, former Incon boat with
third.
HRE engines.
Look at Dirty Money.
Flores is sitting on the outside and in 3rd.
Dirty
actually.
Money's out there.
Yep, so Valder Yachts had been in 3rd.
MCon's making
Now
the move past
Incon's
them.
coming past them.
Pulling that.
And Dirty
that
Money.
speed. Yeah, Dirty Money with them, isn't it?
Dirty Money right in there, and WHM now coming around Hancock Claims into 6th.
Yeah, and you know what? Billy and Jay are probably like, let them settle themselves out. We're going to stay.
CR Racing, X Insurance in there as well.
Well, I think because of what happened with that shakeup the other day, it was actually CR Racing, as I saw at the start, was the farthest one out.
Steve,
because they got dropped back.
Your early leader is Graydell. They're negotiating these waters pretty well. The factory 450Rs were staying in the water a lot less trouble than you guys had in your V-bottom boats when the tide was going out.
Yeah, it was really big from 1 to 2. Actually, within about 600 feet of turn 1, it became quite very much earned the name the wall.
It did. Now they're flying that boat nice to get up a bit but keep the props in the water. Billy Moore, son of the legendary Bobby Moore, throttle man, leading, and now a real race going on for second between MCON, I believe, and the Outer Limits SV Offshore Rolling Transport. There's a third boat. Yeah, there's a third boat in the mix there as well. And it's either it was either Valder Yachts or Dirty Money.
Yeah, we're going to have to just let it shake out when
here
they come
it comes
by. Yep.
into the Monster Energy fan zone in front of the start-finish line here at the Outer Mole at the Truman Annex, Key West, Florida. There's your leader getting a little hops to him. Coming in is Great Dell Racing in first place.
HRE engines sound good.
Averaging 95 miles an hour.
Here.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Monster on the outside, Rolling Transport on the inside.
I don't like how close they are.
No room for error there.
Dirty Money and Valder Yachts running in third and fourth.
WHM, I think, is up to 7th now.
Let's see how things go down in the harbor turn. If we can get a camera on the boats as they come around the turn. These are the lead boats, are the ones we're going to want to be following here on the live stream. The fans here in Key West Harbor. There's that battle for second place with MCON and SV Offshore Rolling Transport. Outer Limits on the inside, 388 Skater on the outside. That's Scorpion Power and Rolling Transport, Sterling Power and the Supercat MCON to the X Insurance Helicam.
And Myrick Coyle, the driver of the MCON boat, took Vinny Diorio for a ride in his Outer Limits out of Lake of the Ozarks to help him learn how to run that boat. I wonder if he's regretting it.
Well, MCON's made the move to second now.
Yep,
They came out of that turn. They're all the way into there now.
MCON, your reigning world champion. They won the first of 3 days of racing on Wednesday, leading start to finish. But now they got to chase because Gray Dell, Chris Grant, and Billy Moore are in the lead, and the other 388 Skater in the top of the pack.
Now, Steve, how much does those two fighting that hard for second and third help Gray Dell to stretch things out?
Quite a bit. If they start trying to break each other's momentum or anything like that, or even the fact that they can't run that close together, or you'll see what we saw in the harbor. So it slows them down. Gradell is, looking out the front window, and things are getting better.
Yeah, he has his water. He has his line.
Absolutely.
Both negotiate turn one, the 3-pen turn by the turnboat Malia that's been here for decades in Key West. We're on lap number 3 of 10. Your overall leader is CJ Grant Racing, Gray Dell. We're following second place very closely and now watching Gray Dell come in around the pen, now head northbound into Key West Harbor.
That was a nice turn.
It was a sweet turn.
Is that the WHM down on this far side, though? I think, or is that Liquor Splits? One of the boats is pulled out up in the middle.
Yeah,
of
we'll keep an eye on that. We'll stay on the action as their lead boats come into the Monster Energy Drink fan zone. Monster Energy Drink, the official energy drink of the APBA Offshore Series and the Race World Offshore World Championships. Aboard the X Insurance Helicam, looking down on your leader, that's Team Gray Dell.
Yeah, that's Liquor Split that's down, off camera.
MCON
in second now. And SV Offshore Rolling Transport in third.
Balder's up to fourth.
Balder in fourth, 30 Money in fifth.
WHM 6.
CR Racing came through.
CR, yep, 7. Oh, wow. Hancock Claims up to 8. So New Jersey, Anthony Smith keeping that boat rolling nice. They're going to get faster.
Following our
MCON
top 3 boats on the grid, there's MCON second overall. Beautiful shot. There is Liquor Split. As we cut away, they're down on the course.
Oh, wait a minute. Where's Gray Dell?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Guys, we didn't see Gray Dell come out of the turn.
I believe MCON's your leader now.
I do too.
Oh, that is just horrid news for CJ Grant Racing. Yeah, that's IMCON now leading. We have lost CJ Grant Racing Gradell.
I'd be very surprised if
they weren't that far ahead.
No, and that boat's going to blend in against that background down there. So,
all right,
Joey, if you see anything, please let us know.
Yeah, we're focusing in on
IMCON in the lead.
IMCON the lead now.
Tyler Miller.
Now, Rolling Transport moves in the second place, and that puts Valder Yachts into third. Live coverage of the 42nd Annual Key West World Championships presented by Race World Offshore. And there they are. They're under power.
Oh, yeah, there's Gradell.
But they are down.
Yeah, they're headed to the pits by the looks of it.
And a tough break for Chris Grant and Billy Moore. I talked to Chris Grant before the race, and they were riding sky high. Super optimistic after finishing second on Wednesday. Back to your leader. Turning at turn number 2. That's IMCON Racing back on top after moving from third to second, now taking the overall lead. That's Myrick Coyle on the wheel. Tyler Miller, the owner, throttle man of this team. He's a world-class throttle man, no doubt. He's up there with all of the great ones here racing.
And he's put in his time honing that skill.
And here they come, the Monster Energy. Now in the lead from IMCON. Rolling Transport in second, the Outer Limits with Scorpion Power. The Outer Yachts making a charge, tight in third, followed by Dirty Money in fourth, WHM in fifth. CR Racing X Insurance in sixth. Everyone moving up a spot. Here comes Hancock Claims in seventh. Beautiful shot of the outer mold. Back on top with IMCON. Sterling Power as they head back out southbound towards turn number 1, lap number 5 of 10 here in Super Cat Racing.
Look at that rooster tail just lay down. They're just
what rooster
that.
tail? That's not a rooster tail.
IMCON, beautiful livery on that boat. Sister ship to the.
Now here comes Valder trying to take second, because remember, he's got a lot of ground to make up from after he broke it the other day.
Yeah, look at this. Here comes Wayne Valder after breaking down on Wednesday. He's trying to get around Rolling Transport and has the chance here. Does edge in front of them. See how he does on the outside leg. Oldest boat in the fleet, the old Reliable Carriers MTI, the Spirit of Qatar boat that Sheikh Hassan had campaigned.
I still remember Billy Moore. I can't remember who the driver was, but they came in this turn underneath WHM. I don't know how he pulled that turn a few years back when it was Spirit of Qatar, but he did it.
Liquor split under tow.
Yep.
Looks like Valder Yachts has gotten around Kase Power in the Valder Yachts Pro Floors team.
Now, will these wakes from Liquor Split being in tow, they shouldn't affect Tyler, and but that's a fast tow, so that indicates that there could be a problem with Liquor Split, because look how low it's sitting, Steve.
Yeah, it does. It is low in the stern, and they're pulling it probably 15 mile an hour.
IMCON coming back into the harbor. They have the lead. Liquor Split under tow. They're out of this race.
Gradell's under its own power and trying to get across too. So, and I'm sure Tyler and Myrick are aware of it. They have ground personnel communicating with them as well.
And here comes your leader into the Monster Energy fan zone. Sister ship to the Monster Energy 438 skater, maintained by IMCON. Here they are, leading after lap number 5. IMCON. 97 miles an hour. Now in second, the Valder Yachts Pro Floors team. Valder Yachts, that's Wayne Valder from Auckland, New Zealand, and Grant Bruggerman from Grant's Custom Rigging and Racing. Grant's Custom Rigging and Racing in Brayton.
Dirty Money is up to third.
SV Offshore Rolling Transport back to fourth.
CR and WHM having a good drag race.
5th and 6th. See how they fare in the turn. Monster Energy is through the harbor turn. Valder Yachts on his stern.
That's going to be a lot for Grant to try to make up. But Hancock Claims showing what can happen. You just stay running.
That's the newest boat on the field. Hancock Claims jumping into Super Cat Racing with the old Broadco boat, the 2014 World Champion, with Chuck Broadus and Grant Bruggeman. There's your overall leader, Imcon. There's the boat trailing him, trying to chase him down.
And because of the way the rules are set up, the Hancock Claims boat can compete for today's championship, the Cup, but not for the overall title because they didn't qualify.
Right, you have to start 2 APBA races to qualify for the 3-day race
and
world
look at
championship.
Bill Pyburn and Britt Lilly and Dirty Money making a nice run.
And we'll try and sort that out here later today. Joey Cook's got his hands full scoring this event because, yeah, if you didn't race those 2 races, you can win the daily cups, but you can't compete for the 3-day world championship. So there's only a handful of boats that we have that.
Here comes Wicked, the Muller boys, Jackson Chase, and the only 40 Motion in the fleet.
Dad Jay throttling for Billy Moff and WHM Motorsports.
And Jax also does double duty. He throttles the Batman boat.
Does he?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
And
fantastic.
He's like, how old is he? Like 20?
Yep. Yep. And here they come in front of the fans that are sitting out at Fort Zachary Taylor.
And that Batman boat beat Predator today.
It sure did.
That's no small accomplishment.
Yep.
Not in that water. No, that was V-hole weather.
And here comes MCon. And after this one, they'll have 4 laps left.
Yep.
On this 10-lap course. MCon has moved up into first place and now coming up on the start-finish line to complete lap number 6. MCon. They ticked it up to just over almost 99 miles an hour.
And I don't hear limiters or anything, so they are on their setup.
Just overhead of the X-Insurance team, Casey Boaz and Rob Understall.
Valder Yachts.
Here's the battle to watch, though, for third, because you're going to see him come bang, bang, bang here all the way through 6th.
Third place, Dirty Money.
Oh, look at X-Insurance all the way up.
4th place, X-Insurance.
HP Mafia Motors. Now look at that. Vinny's back up to 5th. WHM 6th.
I feel like WHM lost a little momentum. They were closer to Dirty Money.
Yeah,
before.
When they just came in, they were flying the nose a little bit. They might be having to carry more than they want.
Hancock Claims holding on to 7th. We have 8 boats in the running. Liquor Split towed in.
Yep.
Graydell, unfortunately, out of the race after leading early, and they were under their own power heading into the pits. As we watch the Valder Yachts 42 MTI, the oldest boat in the fleet with the Casey engines. Grant Bruggeman throttling for New Zealand's Wayne Valder.
And Wayne did say he wants to build a new boat for the class for next year, but he wants to build it down under. So it'll be interesting to see what he comes up with. And here we have the boys from Lake of the Ozarks, CR Racing with the X-Insurance sponsorship. The HP Mafia freshened Sterling engines. And this is a pair of stock class world champions. So they know what it takes to win at Key West.
Yep. Interesting, I heard that Ross Wellington was in town from Maritimo, who teamed up with Peter Muddy McGrath in 2012 to win the Super Cat World Championship with surface drives and a rudder before they changed the rules.
Looks like WHM is making a move on SV, or Rolling Transport here, going into turn 1.
Yeah, the Maritimo builds a nice boat, no doubt. So here comes your lead boats, and the overall leader is MCon.
This is Wicked, getting the seat time.
MCon on the way in after lap number 7 into the Monster Energy fan zone. Here they come, the 388 skater with Sterling power. shade under 98 miles an hour. And in second, the Valder Yachts Pro Floors team. So you come across the start-finish line. They're 14 seconds behind MCON in second place.
Coming
here comes
back
third.
nicely. Yeah. And here,
Dirty Money.
yeah.
Billy Clyburn on the throttles. Britt Lilly at the wheel. Scorpion Power.
But is CR making up time on them?
I believe they are.
Yeah.
They seem to be the fastest boat right now going around the course. For a while, I thought it was Valder Yachts after MCON charged early.
Here's WHM.
Three laps to go in Supercat as we watch the Valder Yachts boat. Now the rolling transport. After leading the first lap, they've fallen back to sixth. Hancock Claim running in seventh. Just passing us off camera. And this boat is running very well.
Look at, is that CR coming? Did they get a? Oh no, they're still.
Now they're
still coming up on a Dirty Money.
We want to watch that race for sure.
Dirty Money's also running HRE engines, the same engine that Great L has.
CR is definitely closer to Dirty Money than they were the previous
They're
laps.
4 seconds behind. Let's see how they are when they come back in. All right, so it's MCON, Valder Yachts Pro Floors, and Dirty Money, your top three, but CR Racing only 4 seconds back in fourth place.
But it's an interesting pairing in Dirty Money because it's the experienced driver with Britt Lilly, with the new throttleman, Bill Pipe. I mean, Bill's not an inexperienced throttleman in fast boats, but
yeah, Mike is.
Oh, his Pro Floors making a run at MCON here.
Yeah, they are. They've boy, it was 14 seconds when they came into the harbor. What happened there?
Well, let's make sure that's who this is.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't seem quite. That looks like that's Wicked. That's
Wicked
on the
and they
outside.
got
That's
lapped.
MCON.
Yeah.
There we go.
That
Sorry,
did
guys.
That did not look like the profile of
the
Pro
glare here
Floors.
from the broadcast center is intense. And we got a little too excited there. MCON, here they come again. 2 laps left to go.
Yeah, that's the Wicked boat. Now here's Pro Floors.
So he was 14 seconds behind. And MCON has extended its lead. 20 seconds.
It's impressive, though, if you think of MCOM, they're within 2 miles an hour of their Wednesday speed, and this is a much tougher course today.
Yep.
Here comes your
Look at
third.
Dirty Money still.
Yep.
And CR Racing.
CR Racing now.
I think that was Dirty Money's guy saying he's getting close. Pick it up.
3.5 seconds.
WHM.
Running in fourth place. Is that correct?
Fifth, I have.
Yep.
They should be fifth, right, Joey?
Who's
WHM sitting fifth? Yes.
CR Racing, I'm sorry, is fourth.
CR Racing's fourth, WHM
And
sitting fifth.
Now WHM coming third. Billy Moff, 4-time Supercat World Champion, the most since the reset of the rules in 2013. So the naturally aspirated Supercat engines.
Now, were all those with Jay or was one of those with Joey?
No, they're all with Jay.
Okay.
Rolling transport. And 6 now being challenged by Hancock Claims. Beautiful shot of Wayne Valder's Valder Yachts. The Pro Floors team for so many years.
Now, is his 60-foot yacht down here?
Haven't seen it. The one on the foil with the heli on top, as he says.
I didn't know if he brought it down.
If it is, I'm not 100%,
here's
not
a nice-
100% sure.
This is a boat that I believe won a title down here with John Tomlinson and Myrick Coyle.
That is correct.
As Performance Boat Center Jimmy Johns.
That boat has won 3 world championships.
Yep.
2 is Performance Boat Center, and then 1 is Canada Homes, most recently in 2021.
Yep.
Tomlinson and Lauren Livel. Here comes the rolling transport out of the harbor. And they're still ahead of Hancock Claims.
Yeah, but Anthony Smith wants that pass because here he comes.
As we look at our lead boat, MCON come back into the Monster Energy fan zone here at the Outer Mole. Live coverage here on the Zone 97.7 Sports Radio and on the Race World Offshore Facebook page.
If they had a white flag on the pace boat, they'd be waving it.
Why, for all the other teams that are just waving the white flag on MCON right now?
Last lap. No surrender.
I got you.
Last lap of the day for MCON. They just averaged 100 miles an hour on that lap. Here comes Valder Yachts. And they were 20 seconds behind on lap number 8. Now find themselves 23 seconds off the pace. The real race, I believe, gentlemen, is coming to us in 3rd place because CR Racing was making ground up on Dirty Money. Dirty Money in 3rd. CR Racing right there. Now 5 seconds off the pace. They've fallen back a second and a half.
And will the Wicked boat have anything to do with them trying to be as fast as they can in the harbor?
Yeah, that's the tough because now they got to negotiate that turn with the other boat, Wicked.
Because Dirty Money is in front of them.
That's right.
And they're going to have to negotiate.
They're in between.
Yep.
And here comes WHM into the harbor as MCON heads out for its last lap. WHM in 5th. One lap to go for the Super Cats Southernmost Continental Championship here today. Second race of the 3-race Key West World Championships presented by Performance Boat Center. Here comes Hancock Claims. They've gotten around Rolling Transport, SV Offshore.
Hancock Claims is up to 6.
And now Vinny Diorio and Matt Jaminski back in 7th. Welcome to Super Cat Racing. Christian McCauley and Anthony Smith. That's going to be a great boat next year. 40-foot MTI, Scorpion Power. Again, I mention it one more time, 2014 World Champion.
And Win Farnsworth Resources behind it.
That's right.
Or not Win, but Farnsworth Resources.
So campaigning 2 boats all year, now 2 major class boats, VX and Super Cat. And here comes your leader, final time around into the Monster Energy fan zone here in Key West for the World Championship. This is MCON, a 388 skater with twin Super Cat Sterling engines. They're your reigning world and national champion and the winner for the 2nd straight day here in Key West. It's MCON Racing, Tyler Miller and Myra Coyle in Super Cat class.
Talk about being in the catbird seat for Sunday.
Oh, it's not even close.
So they held it right there at about 98 miles an hour on the race course. And taking second, we got a quick glimpse overhead of the Valder Yachts Pro Floors boat, and they'll take 2nd place here today. Just couldn't span that gap.
That leaves Pro Floors and CJ the Graydell, the CJ Grant Racing, tied going into Sunday with points, both sitting at 150 after swapping positions on the day.
And a podium finish for Dirty Money. He'll take 3rd. Next to 3rd, CR Racing will take 4th here today.
So who will be 2nd on the podium, Joey?
I'm putting them together. I actually looked like Dirty Money might actually jump up to that spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, here
165 actually went for Dirty Money.
Still running the Muller boys in Wicked. It's a motion hull.
I like the single pipes. It's a cool sound.
As we await WHM Motorsports, Hancock Claims, Rolling Transport to finish up. They're on their way in. There's Billy Moff and Jay Muller. Another skater, that's a 40-footer. It's got Sterling power.
Yep.
And they'll take 5th place here today.
So they could be.
I tell you what, they're 3rd place. They're on the podium right now coming into this. Look, by my math right here, Dirty Money's 2nd place overall going into this final day. WHM will be 3rd place at 159, and then the Grant, Graydell, and the Pro Floors will both be sitting 4th place at 150. So the battle for the podium, wide open. MCon, it's going to take a miracle to take them off.
Hancock plans to take 6th place here today.
Yeah.
And after a great start and having the inside line, the outer limits of Vinny Diorio with Scorpion engines.
I can't imagine he's not down on power with somewhere. Just because
He's falling back and all the way to number 7.
Yeah, this will be interesting on Sunday to see who pulls
so
the
now
podium.
they're going to go do the refuel.
Yep, we'll have an intermission here. A bit of a pause plus a podium out here for the Southernmost Continental Championship on the outer mole. But Super Cat racing is done. While we have a moment for the checker flag to be handed, Steve Miklos, you guys had some data sensors put on your boat by TMS Technologies, and didn't you have some data that was interesting because it's on your boat and also the Coco's Monkey Island Apparel boat, the super stock boat, both your bottoms designed by Scott Porta, including your 29 Extreme, the Sunprint El Bandito tequila team.
Yeah.
And interesting stuff, you said.
Yeah, they got some preliminary data off the race from Wednesday off Scott's boat, particularly in the restraint situation, what the neck is seeing. It's quite telling. So it will. It's over 15 Gs for sure.
What?
Over 15
Amazing.
Gs, and today will be much more. It'd be very interesting to see our data today. I had a real neck stretcher, several of them.
It was off the chain today. You guys were the bucking Broncos of offshore racing. You really got your hands full.
It was big.
It was definitely big. They're handing the checker flag to MCon, a little bit of a fast pass. Ira Coyle now out on the deck. MCon, your winner today here in Super Cat class. So your impressions, I mean, if you're setting your boat up now, I mean, it seems like obviously Super Cat are bigger boats, big catamarans, but even the factory 450R boats seem to be negotiating a little bit more. But you can tell by the flag going that it's still blowing pretty good.
I think the tide played a role in how big it was for 1 to 2 on our race.
I agree.
But can't help but say, MCon, the consistency that he showed today in definitely worse conditions and keeping within 2 miles an hour of his laps.
And the MCon Monster Energy team holding the checkered flag now in Super Cat class. 2nd straight win for them here today in MCon. 2nd place goes to the Valder Yachts team of Grant Bruggeman and Wayne Valder. And 3rd place to Dirty Money, Billy Pyburn and Britt Lilly. Yeah. So a couple of skaters and one MTI on the podium here. So the Southernmost Continental Championship Awards will be here just shortly. We'll have them for you both live on the Zone 97.7 Sports Radio from the Porte Performance Broadcast Center, and also here at the Race World Offshore Facebook page live stream brought to you by Maximum Inflation. Hey, Steve Miklos of El Bandito Tequila Sunprint, thanks for joining us. You guys are sitting pretty as we head into Sunday. You and Britt Lilly both, considering their mechanical problems on Wednesday. They're right in the thick of it too, but you guys are in the driver's seat, so to speak.
We think so. I think it's us, Britt, and the Killdalls who have the best chance if we have a good performance on Sunday. I think a second will do it for us, even if Britt wins, but I got to go do some math.
Yeah, he wants to try and get somebody in between you.
And that was all 3 guys knowing, okay, it's gonna hit when we get out there. It's just a matter of when, right?
Yeah, I underestimated it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I missed.
Well, if you missed, what did Latacrete do?
I don't know. I heard they had a hard. I heard they had a hard time
straight
on
up.
it.
Yeah,
I heard that.
They sure did.
And they said, hey, they were here last year on the boat, if you remember, but that's the last time they were in a boat together was last year.
Well, Britt got it right. I can tell you that.
Yes. And he's even on his 3rd different throttleman this year.
Steve Miklos, thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you again on Sunday. Good luck in your race in Mod V. We're going to take a break right now and be back with more intermission, awards podium coming up, and more racing. We'll be back with Super Stock and Class 1, the the VX Extreme V-bottoms and the Lone Extreme JBS. More on the way. The 42nd Annual Key West World Championships presented by Performance Boat Center from Key West, Florida.
The sound of performance, that's what drives us. When Scott Porte set out to build the most technologically advanced hydraulic transom lift system, he pulled out all the stops. The Porte R-Series high-performance hydraulic transom bracket is the world's most advanced outboard transom bracket. After Scott won another world championship, the race governing body declared the Porte R-Series an unfair advantage. The Porte R-Series cockpit-controlled hydraulic transom bracket has the same DNA as our industrial commercial series. Maximum horsepower 750 per engine. Maximum weight capacity 900 pounds per engine. Maximum number of engines unlimited. Besides numerous national, world, and sanctioning body championships, the Porte R-Series just won Top Gun status by setting the open cockpit outboard powered catamaran class at the 2022 Lake of the Ozarks Shootout. The unfair advantage keeps on winning everywhere it goes. Let us design one for you. Visit us online at porteproducts.com.
There's a lot of boat rental places in town, but none of them compare.
And now we return to the 42nd.
Okay, live from the Porte Performance Broadcast Center. Porte Performance, a legacy of innovation and excellence, continues to inspire and shape the future of marine engineering. At Porte Performance, we build performance into everything. Time for the Lichty Marina Marathon second halftime intermission, brought to you, of course, by Lichty Marine of Marathon, which is the Keys' largest Suzuki repowered dealer. Check Lichty Marine out at 9200 Overseas Highway in to the podium. Todd Swafford and the team is heading over there. We'll be handing out the coconuts and the awards back at the podium. But just saw a couple of really great races here. Joey Cook from the Key West Citizen will join me at some point here. We're gonna take a look at that. Up next, while we take this break and the helicopters go back and get refueled, our next race coming your way will be the Super Stock class, and that is a large field of boats, and that should be a lot of fun coming up. It's been quite the day here today, here at the day 2 of the second annual World Championship Offshore Powerboat Races. Want to remind everybody coming up tonight when we're done, we've got the big party on Duval Street. That's where they're going to line up all the boats up and down Duval Street. Most of Duval is going to be closed tonight, and it'll be one heck of a party. It's a great way for you as the fans to get out and mingle and be with everybody. So some interesting races that just went down here in our third and fourth races, and we go back to the third race in the Stock 450 class. What a run there by TS Motorsports, the MTI team, who took the lead at turn 2 on the final lap and took first place, just edging out GC Racing, which had led the entire way. So kudos to them. They had a third place finish on Wednesday, pop up to first here. But GC Racing right in the mix there with 2 incredible days of racing. They won on Wednesday, finished in second today. Gladiator finished in third today. So we'll break down that class here in a bit. And then just had the Supercats go out there in a very fascinating race there. MCon Monster, who is the defending world champs, who led flag to flag on Wednesday, fell behind the pack at the beginning of the race. I think after the first lap, they were, I believe, in fourth place. But by the end of the Supercats, it was MCon Monster Team that's going to get back on top of the podium. So back-to-back finishes in first place, and that was fascinating as well as everything was going down there. CG Graydell, who was running a tremendous race, they had the lead from the first half of the race. MCon and the rest of the field were trying to catch them. Unfortunately for Graydell, they broke down around turn 3 and could not finish the race, and they ended up finishing in ninth here. But it was MCon that just keeps running so well, and they took the checkered flag in the second race here in our second start time in the Supercat class. And Joey Cook is now back with me here, and just kind of going over a couple of things here, Joey, and looking at these races and what just went down in that Supercat class. And the MCon Monster, now back-to-back race days finishing in first place, they had to come from behind here today. As you looked at CJ Graydell, they were running outstanding until they broke down around turn 3 halfway through the race.
That was the best case scenario for MCon right there. At that moment, I mean, at that point, once CJ went down, that Graydell went down, their toughest competition, their closest competition, WHM, was sitting 6th, 7th, somewhere in the back of the pack there. So at that point, it really was just them running by themselves and pretty much running to a world championship. At this point, they are 50 points up on the rest of the pack. That means guaranteed they finish second place on Sunday. It does not matter what the rest of the fleet does. They are still world champions. So first or second place automatically guarantees MCon a world championship come Sunday. And then even a third place at that point, a third place even guarantees them. So they finish on the podium come Sunday. It does not matter what the rest of the fleet in the Supercat class does. It is MCon's world title to win right now.
Right, it would be back-to-back world titles
back-to-back
for MCon. So yeah, but they hung. I think I was trying to jog my memory going back to the start of the race. I think they were like in fourth place after the first lap.
Fifth place after the first lap,
yeah.
And by the end of the second lap, they had already been battling for second. They remained in second. The Graydell was running amazing through that first 3 laps, and again, it was the breakdown.
On the final lap to win it here today.
Yeah, there was a great move by TS Motorsports there to get back in time. They started off in the 6th place again, the outside draw, not the slot they wanted to start at. Last week we saw them pull from 6th all the way to 3rd last Wednesday. On Wednesday they did. Today they came out the first lap, was fighting for 4th right off the bat again, and slowly reeled in that CG Racing team that looked so dominant. But on that outside, you could tell between turn 1 and 2 there that CJ Racing just did not have the setup that TS Motorsports did. Johnny Tomlinson, Taylor Chisholm just absolutely turned it on those last 2 laps and took the victory. Pretty much on that, we saw it come around that second turn there. They came around that final turn
front of the 4th
and they got the pin on that final turn. We saw Gladiator try to do it earlier in the race and just couldn't get there in time. That pretty much slowed them down and knocked them back a bit, and they finally gained control again. But if you saw, Gladiator was in second at that point, inching on that CG Racing, fell all the way to 4th, and fought their way back to 3rd place to get on the podium. So big move for Gladiator Canados there. But TS Motorsports, big move by the veterans there. They're also the reigning world champions in this class as well. So they put themselves in great position. But you know what? That's a heck of a race we got set up now for Sunday, because you look at that class, GC Racing sitting at 199 points, TS Motorsports 189, so 10-point difference. Does that pretty much might as well be first place right now, because there's a 20-point gap between every spot in the races. So whoever wins between those two is well in the lead there, because sitting in third place right now is the 151 Express, and they're a good 20, 30 points behind everybody, the rest of the top 2 teams there. So that's a big move for TS, and it's going to make it really interesting coming down on Sunday.
Right, and again, we're about set for the podium presentations after the last 2 races. Todd Swafford is situating himself right now to not get taken out by that machete from the Coconut Man.
That's a superhero.
Yeah.
Coconut Man.
Again, hey, this is one of the great features here at the championships is the podium, and we're sending you over there right now. Here's the voice of Offshore Powerboat Racing, Todd Swafford.
Here to the award ceremony for the Southernmost Continent Championship. Giving away awards for Factory 450R and Super Cat class. Now, this Factory 450R teams have waited around a while. Let's get right to it. 3rd place today. Are you with us still from France? Michel Cartencente's team, Gladiator Canados. Gladiator Canados team made it back to the pits. Let's move on to 2nd place. 2nd straight podium finish after winning on Wednesday. Here they are. 2nd place today in Factory 450R stock, GC Racing. GC Racing to the top of the podium, and all award winners get freshly cut coconut from the world famous Coconut Man. Oh yeah, Willie, straight to it. Very nutritious. Congratulations, Willie. 2nd straight podium. Look beautiful out there. Another MTI win. 2nd place today, GC Racing. And your winner today in Factory 450R to the top of the podium again for your reigning national and world champion, TS Motorsports. There she is, Taylor Sism. Dad Randy Sism, 25th anniversary celebration going well for Marine Technologies to the top of the podium in Factory 450R. TS Motorsports, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to our teams in Factory 450R. TS Motorsports, your winner. GC Racing in 2nd, Gladiator Canados in 3rd for the Southernmost Continental Championship. And now let's welcome onto the stage for the Southernmost Continental Championship in Super Cat class. 3rd place goes to the Dirty Money Offshore race team. Dirty Money. Billy Pyburn, Britt Lilly back to the top of the podium after winning today in Mod V. Oh, the Coconut Man's got his hands full here. Oh, yeah. Coconut just lost the top. Big win here today. What a monumental effort by Bo Renfro and the team to get this boat together for Key West. Looking good. Taking 3rd place overall here in Super Cat class. Dirty Money, ladies and gentlemen. And let's welcome to the podium 2nd place today in Super Cat class, charging up through the field. And 2nd place today goes to the Valder Yachts Pro Floors team from New Zealand, Wayne Valder. His throttlman Grant Bruggeman from Grant's Custom Rigging in Bradenton, Florida. The Pro Floors team, Valder Yacht, second place today in Super Cat class. Congratulations to Wayne. Now back to the top of the podium. Finishing off your Super Cat podium here on the Monster Energy Fan Zone. Winner today for the second straight day, your reigning APBA National and World Champion in Super Cat class. Here they come again. They won on Wednesday. They're back on top again. Their 388 skater with sterling power. MCon Racing. Tyler Miller, Myrick Coyle. Sister ship to the Monster Energy 438 Class 1 team. Here's your Super Cat podium with some refreshing, this is old hat for you guys, some more coconut milk from the Coconut Man. This is your podium for Super Cat class. MCon number 1, Valder Yachts number 2, and Dirty Money number 3 for the Southernmost Continental Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause. Myrick and Tyler. See if we can get a quick word with you guys. All right, we're going to let the crowd. Congratulations, Brett, again. Dirty Money team. Give me some slack. Great camaraderie in Super Cat class. We're going to try and get the winning team, MCon and Tyler Miller and Myrick Coyle, onto a lot of congratulations going on with the team. All right, come on up, Tyler and Myrick. Gentlemen, congratulations, second straight win, and you guys had to come from behind on this one.
Yeah, I mean, battling from the back, started ninth position, and had to work our way up there. I'm telling you what, Dirty Money gave us fits, Pro Floors, and Vinny with SV Offshore. Everybody was fast in this kind of water.
Let me step to the side here and talk to Tyler Miller. You guys are, thank you very much, Myrick and Tyler. You guys got to jump in the Class 1 boat here. It's tough to get the mic from Myrick, I know, but he's handed it to you. He's busy. He's got to get in the super stock boat. Tyler, good start by Graydell. Got to feel bad for those guys. They look good. You were chasing them.
Yeah, Graydell looked super fast. When we got it kind of settled in after lap 2, some hellacious racing across the back and coming into the harbor. I hope the fans really enjoyed it. It was really exciting in the cockpit, so I hope it was as exciting for the fans. But Graydell was on point today. It's a battle of attrition sometimes, and that's what it comes down to. So super excited for this team. They put it together again. We backed it up, and like I've said on Wednesday, you got to be here on Sunday to get this championship won, and that's where we're at right now. So hats off. Proud of our sponsor, cheering us on. Super happy with Monster Energy. This MCon 388 skater, couldn't be more proud right now.
Hey, the two teams on the podium with you, they charged hard. Dirty Money did well, and so did the Valder Yachts team.
Yeah, hats off to those guys. The Dirty Money guys, they had the engine issue right out of the gate, and those guys worked their tails off coming back in this thing. And then you look at Pro Floors, Valder Yachts, same thing, engine issue, and here they are back on the podium. It shows what Super Cat racing is all about. We're just not going to give up and be out here for the fans and put on a special show.
Tyler Miller of MCon, they're your winner today in Super Cat class. Thanks for joining us on the live stream in here from the podium for the Southernmost Continental Championship. We're back with more racing next, Super Stock races and the Class 1 teams.
Also live here on the Zone, 97.7 WAVK on the World Wide Web at thezone977.com. And for your phones with iHeartRadio and TuneIn, those are your podium presentations for the Stock 450 class and for the Super Cat. Oh, we've got so much more racing to go here on day 2 of the 42nd Annual World Championship Offshore Powerboat Races on the Zone, brought to you by Porte Performance, Lichty Marine of Marathon, Keys Auto Center, X Insurance, Fast Boats, Boots and Boats Concert, Florida Powerboat Club, Two Friends Patio Restaurant, We've Got the Keys, Pepe's Cafe, Key West Adventures and more, El Mesón de Pepe's, Beach Weekend Key West, Bourbon Street Pub, and Fair Villa Sexy Things. More from the Lichty Marina Marathon halftime report live from the Porte Performance Broadcast Center right after this here on your home of the 42nd Annual World Championship Key West Offshore Powerboat Races, The Zone, 97.7 WAVK.
Take a walk down to 724 Duval Street to Bourbon Street Pub, Key West original Nolans-themed video bar featuring the Men of Bourbon Nightly, live VJs, live shows, 5 bars, the world-famous Garden Bar by the pool. Check out Bourbon.
Fantasy Fest, Taste of Key West.
We're back here at the Lichty Marina Marathon halftime report, sponsored by, of course, our friends at Lichty Marine of Marathon. They have a full service and parts department for you, all kinds of new and used boats. You'll find it all at Lichty Marine, 9200 Overseas Highway in Marathon, and you'll also find them online at SuzukiMarathon.com. All right, we're getting set for our next race, and if you were with us Wednesday, things have been juggling around here today. We still got plenty of races coming your way, but the next race is the Super Stock class, and I believe we're going to have all 11 teams out there. Joey Cook here for our next race in Super Stock.
Yep, we got
go ahead.
We got all 11 teams out there for this one, so it should be nice and interesting. We got a lot of teams that know how to do it, know how to go out and win world championships. You know, we just saw Myrick Coyle go and take that MCon with Tyler there over to a championship, or at least a first place win, pretty much a championship in the Super Cat. So in the Super Stock, he jumps in the performance boat, who the other day finished 9th place.
You know But you know what was interesting about that is I talked to him afterwards, and he said, because, you know, we were talking about the guys doing double and triple duty, and they go out in the boat, and then they call in for the next boat, and he said, I overthought it, and I actually made a call that made the stock boat worse. So sometimes just stick with your gut setup.
Right. Well, he had run the Super Cat after the other day. The Super Cats ran after the Super Stocks the other day. Today they run before, so he has to go in and shifts his.
But he had run the Class 1 boat first.
Oh, that's right. He ran the Class 1. That's right. All these races are so much different here today. But yeah, and no matter what, he knows what he's doing. He could easily make a run up top of this class. And just like we see sitting over there in the the Mod Vs? Yeah, the Mod V class now, after Brett Lilly goes and runs the LSB up to a first place finish we've got a whole bunch of boats there that are right back in the thick of things. So it's going to be real interesting to see how that plays out. And same in this Super Cat class. If you look, obviously, MCon 2 first place winnings are just blowing the pack away. But second, third, fourth, man, that's right everybody together. Second place is Dirty Money. All of a sudden sitting second place after a fourth place and a third place finish. They're sitting with 165 points, just 6 points ahead of WHM. Yes, WHM quietly is up there on the podium for the World Championship right now.
With two fifth-place finishes? A third and a fifth.
Well, they got a third place officially the other day after everything, all the penalties and everything like that. And today they come with a fifth place, but that is good enough to be sitting on third in the podium right now, but just barely because sitting right behind them, Pro Floors, after their second place today, is at 150 points, just 9 back of that, and 15 back of second place. So that is a wide open group there, and you just keep going down the rest of the way. Oh, that's right. The Grade L, they're also tied for fourth place with 150 points. They pretty much split with Pro Floors. So that class is wide open across the board. There's 3 teams tied for seventh there, Liquid Splits, Hancock, and FCC, that are even in the competition for second place and get on the podium. So this is wild.
Even with all, look, it's not like Grade L wasn't prepared.
Oh, no, he had a great race.
Yeah, they were running great out there.
And you don't wish it on anyone, but even with all their preparation, same thing could happen to MCon.
For the whole class, At this point, it's going to take something like that for MCon because 2 first-place finishes. You pretty much got the double points that you're going to get on Sunday for a first-place finish. So MCon could finish third on Sunday and still win the World Championship. That's how far ahead they are of the rest of the pack. So they have got a 50-point lead coming into this one, especially the way that it went down, because you have the team that was out in front there the other day, the Grey Dell. They dropped all the way back to 9th place here today and get 8th place points. So that puts them, like I said, 150 points. That opens the door big time for MCon. They've got a 40-point lead on everybody right now. Again, it's theirs to lose right now. 3rd place gets them a championship. They're not going to go out there and run it easy on Sunday, but I wouldn't be surprised if they see themselves in a spot they can't go catch somebody. They run a smart race rather than either win the World Championship, rather than just go gun it all out at this point.
Well, 450 stock is going to be winner take all.
Well, 450 stock, that's a lot of different. Yeah, right now between TS Motorsports and CJ Racing is winner take all. Again, they slip a little bit. You get a little help from if the Gladiator can come out and run all the way through like they did. They get first place and get somebody to help them in there. All of a sudden, there's a whole different talk there, too, because at 151 Express, but it's got to be 151 Express and Gladiators got to sit down and have a drink tonight. Be like, look, on Sunday, we got to work together to knock those 2 teams off if we want it up on that podium, the top of the podium. But other than that, right, it's a CJ Racing versus TS Motorsports for the 450 class right now. Only 10 points separate. That might as well be neck to neck right now.
Well, I'm curious to see this next race. Super stock.
No, that's what I was just going to ask you, Eric Colby, Speed on the Water. What are you looking for here in this super stock class?
Well, I talked with Sean Torrente, and they made some changes to get their boat to turn. So they kind of feel like they have something to prove, so they're going to want to make a good showing with their brand new boat. But Celsius and Northwing the other day were not what people were thinking coming into the races. It was the Performance Boat Centers. It was Jackhammer. But now all of a sudden, Team Allen. But this could be Team Allen's water if it kicks back up out at turns 1 and 2.
I'm looking at the bottom of this fleet right here. LPC Racing, Coco's Monkey, Team Allen Lawn Care, and Performance Boat Center. They went 6, 7, 8, 9. That's teams that we usually see 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Go 5th, 6th, 7, 8, 9. So this could be real interesting if it does take a twist around where we're all standing in points coming into Sunday.
And Big East was 5th.
The Big East was 5th, right. So there's teams that said Team Bermuda, Celsius, Northwing, we're kind of, we don't know where we're at with everything. So this could be real interesting to see how it flips around and if it does make the flip we're expecting here.
Can't wait to see it. Getting ready to start. The Super Stocks are going to be taking the race course when we come back. This has been the Lichty Marine of Marathon halftime report. Lichty Marine of Marathon is a Suzuki outboard dealer. Lichty Marine, 9200 Overseas Highway in Marathon. More from the Forte Performance Broadcast Center here at the 42nd Annual World Championship Offshore Powerboat Races. Super Stocks are next. Don't you dare go away.
Historic Pepe's Cafe in Key West, founded in 1909, still does things the old way, diachronic, if you will. How about fresh squeezed juices? outstanding specials in an eatery that opened the same year Ole Evinrude invented the first outboard motor. And get a jump on someone's birthday and check out our retail offerings for some great...
Entertainment featuring the Andy Westcott Band on Friday at 4 p.m. It's free to the public, so come celebrate 50 years of Wide Open with Mercury Racing and the Florida Powerboat Club.
Hey Keys family, Lichty Marina Marathon is proud to be the Keys' largest Suzuki repower dealer. Suzuki engines deliver unmatched reliability and performance. This week's boat of the week is the super sweet Pioneer 180 Islander. The 180 Islander is the perfect boat for family fun. With its 6-person capacity, this center console is the perfect boat to pull up to the sandbars and enjoy the outdoors with friends and family. Come see us at 9200 Overseas Highway in Marathon or check us out online at marathonsuzuki.com.
It's the Fast Boats and Boots concert presented by X Insurance, featuring some of Key West's best local musical talent: Cliff Cody, Key West Kings, Rob Benton, K-Rush, and Wolf Love Band. Happening Saturday, November the 11th at the Coffee Butler Amphitheater. Join X Insurance for their second annual official Race World Offshore Fast Boats and Boots concert. Get your tickets online now at fastboatsandboots.com. That's fastboatsandboots.com. And now we return to the 42nd Annual Race World Offshore Key West World Championships, presented by Performance Boat Center, live from the Porte Performance Broadcast Center on the Zone 97.7 Sports Radio.
And welcome back. Todd Swafford, joined again by Eric Colby of Speed on the Water. And in just a moment, APBA Offshore Commissioner Rich Lures will join us. And Joey Cook from the Key West Citizen is still here with us. You're listening to the Zone 97.7 Sports Radio from the Porte Performance broadcast booth here locally, broadcasting these races for, the better part of 4 decades in Key West. Glad to be back and joined by Race World Offshore's live stream on the Race World Offshore Facebook page, brought to you by Maximum Inflation. Live stream presenting sponsor, Maximum Inflation brand CO2 cartridges, gas for everything inflatable. Also like to thank Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the APBA Offshore National Series and the Race World Offshore World Championships. And they have their interactive fan zones out here on the outer mole. You can go in and get a refreshing Monster Energy drink and check out the cool experience. It's also available at the Rab Beats Race Village, the dry pits inside of Truman Annex. Race World Offshore's official Race Village sponsor is Rab Beats. X Insurance, they are presenting our hospitality VIP area here on Friday and on Sunday. And, of course, they are hosting our big concert, which you just heard about, the X Insurance Boots and Boats concert on Saturday afternoon. Go to Race World Offshore for all the details and to purchase tickets. So we have orange smoke. Let's get these boats set up. Eric Colby from Speed on the Water for Super Stock Racing, 7 laps and 31.3 miles an hour, 31.36 miles on the course.
Oh, it looks like they're going to form them up quick, so we'll just give you the lane assignments and the boat numbers. 43 Celsius is lane 1. Big East Construction, lane 2. Allied Construction, lane 3. Team Allen Lawn Care, lane 4. Team Bermuda, lane 5. Performance Boat Center, 6. Coco's Monkey, 7. Jackhammer, 8th. Team Northwing, 9. Curry Refrigeration, 10th. And LPC Racing, 11. So, Rich Lures, this could get interesting.
This could get very interesting, and it's good to be here. And thanks for having me. I see you saved the worst for last, myself. But we're going to have one great race. The competition all year in Super Stock has just been phenomenal. I mean,
they're bringing them right up on plane to get them going.
They are bringing them right up. So we're wasting no time.
And that's what Race World Offshore had said in the drivers' meeting. We're going to move this right along. We still have enough to come. Class 1 with the VX V-bottoms and the Extreme boat that'll finish the 42nd Annual Key West World Champ presented by Boat Center. The Super Stock boats line up. It says, Ale Vite, let's go fast. Here comes the Super Stock boats.
And that's good to let them get stretched out early as much as they can to kind of separate before they get to turn 1 with 11 boats.
Well, look at the chartreuse boat. Big East Construction is really moving along.
That's Gary Ballou out of Florida and Cole Leibel out of Canada. and the 32 victory.
Had a good lane assignment on the grid to the X Insurance Helicam.
They were lane 2.
Yep, heading out towards turn number 1. Live coverage of the World Championships. We're watching the Super Stock races. 7 laps here today. Your winner on Wednesday was the...
Is that the new S2 out in the far lane?
It could be. They had a good start the other day, no doubt.
We'll just have to wait. Rather than keep who's that, let's just get them when they come back through.
Jackhammer was your winner on Wednesday, and they had a pretty wide outside assignment. See how they do. It looks like it's the boats are their attitude's good. Not catching a lot of air here as I speak, but keep the props in the water.
We should point out that the tide was running very heavily out earlier.
Yep.
Yes.
And right now the seas have calmed down tremendously. So this is going to be a really fast barn burner race.
Yeah, the wind's down about 3 miles an hour out of the east now, less out of the southeast. That's good. And as you mentioned, the tide is starting to come in. That was definitely standing those waves up with the higher wind. Definitely Big East Construction is in there with another boat heading down to turn 2. That's a 2-pin turn down by Fort Zachary Taylor. As the boats come around after lap number 1, Big East Construction is definitely there. And moving to the outside, that looks like Jackhammer. It appears to be another victory hull.
Yeah, and there's that. I thought I saw Allied in the picture there with those turned down hull sides. But let's catch them as they come through.
Usually, if you're getting a lot of confused water right in this area, you see the boats coming a lot out of the water. They're keeping grip to the water real well here. And Big East Construction is your early leader heading into the Monster Energy fan zone, but pushing in with some speed is boat number 2.
And coming across
and moving to the inside was Jackhammer.
Yeah.
So Big East will try and set their line. Celsius is running in 3rd.
Team Allen 4th.
And the S1's doing much better today.
Team Bermuda than the Allied team running in. We'll sort them out as they head through the turn, so let's follow them and pick them off as they come around. Now this is going to be the next dicey turn. Everybody's going to go through that hairpin turn in Key West Harbor at turn number 3 down by the Harbor Hotels. Just a sea of spray. Big East Construction comes out looking like they have the lead.
This is a very, very tight race right now, and considering they've gone almost one full lap, the separation is very little.
Yep.
I don't think there's, maybe 10 seconds between first and last at the moment.
No, looks like they've got the camera on Jackhammer now, but they are running second. Big East is leading.
Yeah, Celsius was in 3rd.
Yep, they still are.
And Jackhammer there on camera, passing.
And Team Allen is 4th. Bermuda's outside of Team Allen, and North Wing is on the inside. So there's a tight bunch. And Coco's Monkeys right there, too, off camera. But here's Big East Construction, the bright green boat that had such a strong day for 90% of the race last year on Sunday, and a relay took him out and kind of broke Cole Eibel's heart.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, as the lead boats head out, that's the second group.
That's the second pack.
3rd, 4th, a battle between Jackhammer, Celsius, and North Wing. 2 older hulls there from Doug Wright in the Celsius.
Here's Jackhammer coming inside of Big East by the looks of it here, going from 1 to 2.
And the old Hulk, the North Wing team. So heading around turn number 1, we still have Jackhammer got around Big East on the inside there,
now
guys.
Big East just made the inside move to come back to try to take the shorter course.
So a big battle going on between the 2 victory hulls. Now all of these boats run the Mercury Racing 300R 4-stroke engines.
Mm-hmm.
Still have the 20-inch midsections, and we're hearing that the 15-inch midsections can be ready next year, and that would be great to help with CG on these boats. But Jackhammer, after winning on Wednesday, has taken the lead over Big East Construction.
Yeah, let's see how this...
It is still a tight race.
Yes.
They're separated now by about, 2 boat lengths.
Yep, a coil heated up on the Big East boat, Cole Eibel and Gary Ballou.
Yep.
And set them back early in the race. They did take 5th overall. Jackhammer won, of course, with Julia Maldonado from Manatee Marine on the throttles, and Reese Langheim, their driver, a bit of air. Wow, got the stern down, and then there came the bow. Again, they're trying to settle down the Jackhammer. as they come into the Monster Energy fan zone at the end of lap number 2. Jackhammer has the lead.
The Maldonados don't mind running a little light. It seems to be a family thing.
In front of the fans.
Here comes
Here's Jackhammer.
Big East is right there in second.
Averaging 84 miles an hour.
Celsius in third. Team Allen Lawn Care doing much better today.
Running in fourth. Northwing in fifth.
Yep.
The Team Bermuda team running in sixth. Performance Boat Center in seventh. And Coco's Monkey in eighth. Allied Construction back in ninth. And LPC.
Curry's right there with LPC.
Yeah.
In 10th and 11th.
Ryan Beckley, the former Key Wester, running in that boat. So
the lone 300 XS boat with the 2-strokes and the shorter midsection.
Through 2 laps of 7 in super stock, we have one more start to go here today. Moving right along in the 42nd annual Key West World Championships, presented by Performance Boat Center. Still one big day of racing coming on Sunday. You won't want to miss the action. Jackhammer stretching its lead a little here, but keeping them close enough to reel in Big East Construction.
Now the key is going to be, is Celsius going to make up time on Big East?
It appears that they have.
Yep.
Celsius has closed down Big East.
And Northwing is trying to make a move off camera on Team Allen, because this big of a class, all these spots are going to be important come Sunday.
Team Bermuda, then Performance Boat Center, and Coco's Monkey and Performance Boat Center are side by side battling each other right now.
And the new S1, from what I can see, they have tremendous straightaway speed, but they are having difficulty negotiating the corners. They had a worse problem on Wednesday. They seem to have done some work to the bottom, but it still doesn't seem to have that cornering catch that you want.
Yeah, Sean said last night it was okay, which was an improvement from Wednesday.
Yeah. It went from bad to okay.
Sean Connor and Sean Torrente leaving behind the boat they spent so much work on, the MTI that won the APBA National Championship. Their conviction in this hull that next year they expect to have more boats running in super stock class, and today they're going to put it to the test again with the rest of the field.
And here we see Northwing getting around Team Allen.
Yeah, this isn't Team Allen Lawn Care's weather. He likes it a bit rough. Got that last year, enough to win on the first day of racing and hold on for the World Championship. And looks like he may be moving back to 5th place.
There was a fair amount of attrition last year. Let's see how, but there wasn't on Wednesday that much. So
that's true.
Let's see how that plays out this year.
Well, less laps today as Wednesday. There's Northwing in the center of the screen. As we look at your leaders coming back around, that's Jackhammer. And the other 32 victory hull, Big East Construction, into the Monster Energy fan zone in front of the fans here at the Outer Mole at Truman Annex. As Big East digs in a little bit, Cole Leibel on the wheel and Gary Ballou chasing Julian Maldonado and Reese Langheim. And here they come around after lap number 3. Jackhammer continuing to lead. 88 miles an hour, about 6 seconds back, Big East Construction. Averaging 88 miles an hour, Jackhammer. Celsius trying to hold off Northwing.
Very tight race for third through 6th.
Yep. Team Allen Lawn Care in there behind Northwing.
Team Bermuda was 6th.
Yep, correct. And
now Coco's is now 7th.
That's correct. And
Performance Boat Center is 8th.
And still the Allied team running in 9th, and LPC, then Curry Refrigeration.
Now, does it look to you like, Rich, like maybe Big East does better in the harbor turn, but Jackhammer's getting away from them? Or
I just think Jackhammer's got a couple miles an hour, and there's not much that Big East can do with them right now. What I'm looking at is that race for third.
Yep, here we are.
That's
right
what
here
we're
on
looking
the
at on the camera.
Celsius.
Yeah, I mean that's as tight a race as you're going to get, especially on lap 3.
Yep.
Okay, we are certainly not creating some kind of parade right now. We've got tight racing all the way through the field, except for first and second, who are pulling away from the rest of the field.
And these are two fairly new in-boat pairings with Jay Muller and Chris Hopgood and Celsius.
Yeah, 2 older boats as well, and one, the Celsius, has won a World Championship before. The redesigned Hulk there with the Northwing, the first carbon fiber boat catamaran out of a mold at Doug Wright. Now moves into third place over the 2015 World Championship boat that Jay Muller throttled. Chris Hopgood now in that boat with Jay Muller with the Mercury 300R package. As we go back looking towards turn number 1, they'll battle it out all the way out there. And the gift of better weather, lighter winds, and a slack tide now moving in. Tide on the outflow this morning was really chopping things up and struggled with the bracketed boat racing in Mod V, but has calmed down here later today.
Yeah, this is as calm as Key West ever gets. So count your blessings. The issue, of course, is they'll run more throttle, full speed.
Right.
And the engines are just going to be taxed to the max the whole way.
Yeah, the sun is blazing down as well.
Is it ever? It's hot out there.
It could be interesting for Class 1 if they have to run those things wide open the whole time.
Yes, it will be.
Back around the 2-pin turn at Fort Zachary Taylor, now heading northbound into the harbor, into the calmer water, and the smooth water here in front of the fans down into the harbor hotels. That's Jackhammer. Reese Langheim, again, there's a changing bottom out there in the harbor.
It's right at the harbor entrance.
Exactly.
And that has always been, that hole is out there all the time, no matter how calm it is. In here, it's like a lake in the harbor itself.
And here comes your leader.
Again.
Yep. Jackhammer continuing to lead after lap number 4 of 7. 3 laps left to go, and they continue to average 83.5 miles an hour. Big East Construction holding on to second.
And both of those boats are running maximum trim.
Yep.
So, number 77, North Wing now in third. Celsius.
Alan Long here, 5th.
Coco's Monkey up to 6th.
Yep.
And Team Bermuda to 7th.
Performance Boat Center 8th. Allied, no.
You talk about futuristic, that Allied is.
Performance Boat Center in 8th, and back to the backside. LPC now coming around on the outside is Curry Refrigeration, but the LPC boat has the inside line. Push them to the outside. Now back to your leader as they come to the spec 3 for J. 2 consecutive wins here. This one for the Southernmost Continental Cup, and another win in the points chase for their first ever World Championship for the Jackhammer team out of Manatee Marine in Palmetto, Florida.
Yeah, they have not had the best luck here.
No, they've been over a couple times, once completely in the air and on their top.
Considering the consistency they have during the regular season.
Yep. As we look at Team Allen Lawn Care, now on top of Team Celsius with Chris Hopgood and Jay Muller, who just got out of the WHM boat. Beautiful livery on the Celsius team.
And Jay actually had a hand in the design and development of that boat when Kyler Talbot built it. He worked very closely with Doug Wright on some fine tuning, let's put it that way.
And won a world championship in 2015 with it.
That's correct.
So it's a winning boat.
Yep.
They made a calculated gamble when they changed crew in that boat this year, and it seems to be paying off.
Yeah, they first did it at Sheboygan.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chris kind of was like, hey, a light went off.
Mm-hmm.
And he decided to make the move, and it seems to be the right one.
Well, he picked the right guy to put the former world champion in that boat in there. And not a mistake, certainly, and it's proving here with a podium finish on Wednesday. But now he's fallen off the top 3 of the grid, and he's trying to fight back and get in there. But they knocked North Wing out on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Now turnabout is fair play for the moment. Your top 3 boats, Jackhammer, Big East Construction, and North Wing. Celsius just looking out, and again, a little bit of air there for Jackhammer. Seems like every time they come back into the harbor, they'll launch just a little bit, settle it down, and now head back in front of the start-finish line and continue in the lead after lap number 5 of 7. Jackhammer.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to bother them when they take that little hop. They just, okay, tap it down a little on the trim. And
yeah. It's always been, it's interesting that the 2 lead boats, the 2 victories, seem to take it the worst. And then this boat the North Wing, of all the boats, that's the most stable at the moment.
Yep.
And running through the rough water. And he's nibbling away at least second place as we
Team Allen's moved into fourth.
Yep.
Celsius back to fifth. Coco's Monkey is chasing Celsius down. And soon will potentially move into fifth.
Bermuda's 7. Performance Boat Center, not where we're used to seeing that.
No, and it's second day in a row.
Then Allied Construction, and it's been the season kind of for them too, Rich.
Yeah.
Now Curry Refrigeration has gotten around LPC. That's a XS boat, 300 XS boats over a 300R boat.
Mm-hmm.
And back to the victory hole. Listen, let's make no mistake, up to this moment, even though there's only 2 against a fleet of Doug Wrights, it is the best made boat in Superstock class. It's a leftover relic from XCat Racing that the Victory team was building, and we know they're famous for their engineering and construction, and certainly they put a lot of engineering and thought into building the Superstock boat because their XCat was a worldwide series they proposed. It was specifically perfectly made for the ROS engine, which is pretty similar to the 300R in terms of weight and setup.
When you look at the engineering in that boat and the structure, it is so sophisticated. It's NASA level, and obviously the budgets in the Middle East have created 2 masterpieces out there, and right now they are showing the way around the course. Unfortunately, our other new design out there, Sean Torrente's boat, the S1, they're teething. They're definitely having teething problems. It has shown incredible straight line speed, but the handling issues, it needs some setup time, some dialing in.
And that's why it's here. They say, listen, we have our conviction. This is going to be the new technology and the leading edge, but we have to race this boat to find out where it's got to be for next year.
Sean, is that boat out there is the only one with the 2 victories and that boat have certified cockpits. They're stronger, safer, and they meet the standards of the UIM.
On top, we look from the X Insurance Helicam at the Big East Construction, that Chartreuse victory hull. Gary Ballou on board with Cole Leibel from Canada. And no one's won more Superstock championships than Gary Ballou, a total of 18 total championships in 30 years of racing.
But he's got a threat on his back door.
He does. His North Wing continues to bridge the gap.
Yeah, North Wing is as I said, it's handling the rough water better, and it's laid down. It's considered it's a much more conservative attack angle than the other 2 boats.
1 lap to go for Jackhammer as they pass into the Monster Energy fan zone across the finish line, continuing to average about 85 miles an hour. And let's see how second shapes up as Big East Construction now has a battle on their hands, still holding on to second, and then North Wing in third. North Wing might be one of the best built boats here too. It was completely put back together again by Grant Bruggeman to race with Darren Kittredge. Very solid. Got a lot of this, all the safety features needed. Team Allen Lawn Care in fourth, and Coco's Monkey now in fifth overall with Scott Porte
picking them off.
And Celsius has fallen way back, way off. They must have had some kind of an adventure in one of the turns.
There's a Guardian maybe.
It could be.
Team Bermuda in sixth.
Because Performance Boat Center just pulled around Celsius.
And they have definitely fallen back. Celsius, Performance Boat Center in the 7th, Allied into 8th. Curry Refrigeration now in 9th place.
And talk about loose. LPC, they're doing everything with the trim button they can. Let's just keep them on the water, fellas.
All right, we're on the last lap, and there is your leader looking for their 2nd consecutive win here in Superstock in Key West for the 42nd Annual Key West World Championships presented by Performance Boat Center. That's Reese Langheim and Julian Maldonado in their 32-foot victory hull Jackhammer. What a day for them.
And the race is really heating up for second place.
What a week for them so far.
You're not kidding, Rich.
Second place is going to be a barn. They'll be right down to the wire.
Yeah, because North Wing makes up the turn from 1 to 2.
Yeah.
They make up the time rather. So that's going to be, if we could keep a camera on the 2nd and 3rd place boats, that would be great.
As they approach the turn at the Malia out there.
Now, the Malia is the expedition vessel in the turn?
Yeah, the big boat you can see right there at the turn. They have been coming here for years. They are the perfect boat for the turn one. So there they are, and they can handle the wall out there when the weather gets tough. Jackhammer negotiating the turn. And we'll want to watch the two boats for a minute or so before Jackhammer rounds. Let them get their checkered flag. But it's been their race here today all the way.
Hats off to them. And they didn't start with the lead. But,
No.
But it didn't take them long to take it either.
No.
Yeah.
They definitely have dominant performance out here.
X Insurance Helicam as they approach turn number 2. There they go around the first of the two pens. Now back into Key West Harbor. Down in front of the fans at Fort Zachary, and soon to approach the Monster Energy fan zone here.
Marked by the North Wing's coming to the inside, just behind them.
Marked by the two Monster Energy buoys in the harbor. And okay, a big battle, as you can see, brewing between second and third.
Here we go, and there's that hole.
Yep, sir. Jackhammer's going to win again here in Key West, but behind them, the race is for second with the Big East trying to hold off North Wing.
Here comes Jackhammer.
So Jackhammer will win it again here in Key West out of Manatee Marine, Palmetto, Florida.
And look at this finish.
Here comes the race for second. It'll be by a nose of the boat, and Big East will hold off North Wing here today for second place. Sorry we missed that on the live stream, folks. But that was Big East.
We've got another race here for fifth.
And for fifth, it's for
Team
fourth.
Allen.
Yep, for fourth, it's going to be Team Allen Lawn Care.
Coco's Monkeys fifth.
Yep.
Very nice job coming up through the pack by Scott Porte and A.J. Bagino.
Sixth Performance Boat Center.
Yep.
Celsius seventh. GL Construction eighth.
That's Team Bermuda, yep.
Team Bermuda, and then we have Allied S1.
9.
And then Ryan Beckley bringing up the rear. But when you look at how quickly the entire fleet came by, that was a tight race. It was a very tight race.
Yeah, so just to make sure we got that right, Coco's Monkey took fourth. Is that we have 1, 2, 3? Allen just got by them.
Yeah.
Right? Yep.
Allen Lawn Care was fourth. Coco's was fifth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Performance Boat sixth.
Yes.
So Celsius seventh.
Yes.
Eighth was Bermuda.
Correct.
9 was Allied.
Yep.
10th with Curry Refrigeration.
Correct.
11th is LPC.
There you go.
LPC just finished.
Wow, that was pretty tight. A couple of races outside of first. With Big East just edging North Wing, and Team Allen Lawn Care finding a little bit of speed after getting passed by Coco's Monkey to take fourth and move on to fifth place.
Now, we talked about the attrition. There was none.
No.
Everybody started, everybody finished, and it didn't look like there was any kind of an issue except perhaps with Celsius.
Yeah, because they just kind of worked their way back through the field. So
and it was suddenly.
Yeah, it could have been a Guardian, could have been just something else.
Hook and a turn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, did you race stock? I mean, you've raced tunnel boats, but I didn't think you ever raced stock class.
Actually, I was in 1981, I was the top qualifier in what has morphed into this class, twin-engine outboard cat.
Yeah.
With the original Shadow Cat.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we raced here, and I also raced in.
Look, bowing to the crowd, Reese Langheim and Julian Maldonado. Second straight win with their checker flag aboard Jackhammer.
Good for them. They put on a little bit of a show when they get the flag, and it's all part of it.
Yep. And right now, they're 2 for 2.
Yep. I don't think that boat's for sale anymore.
Well, if it is, the price might have just went up.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're going to have to negotiate with Mrs. Langheim, I'm pretty sure.
Listen, make no mistake that boat has been the most dominant boat the last 2.5 years. I think we went over a consecutive win streak in the APBA National Series of double digits, almost 12 consecutive wins. And the only thing that stopped them from continuing that was when they hit that buoy in Clearwater, and it threw them back off the podium.
But handing off from Ricky to Julian, there was no slowdown.
Well, it comes out of that shop. You know, Ricky is involved in everything that goes on there. And make no mistake, Ricky Maldonado is a genius when it comes to outboard engines. It's his love, whether it's mounting one on an H-craft and racing it in Class 700, or a super boat, or rigging up or helping Julian and Ricardo as they rig up super stock boats and factory 450R boats. So, but this jackhammer boat is completely awesome. As we look back into the dry pits, look at the Class 1 boats. So look, some of the Super Cats in the water. We see the JBS next to 222 Offshore and DeFalco. DeFalco making the podium for the first time this year on Wednesday in Class 1. And we thank the DeFalco team. They sent us some beautiful libations here to take home as we complete New York hospitality from the boat with the super cool livery of the New York skyline. As we absolutely appreciate them. And that was a great move by Mike to bring in Billy Moore.
You get the New York skyline on that boat, and you get the Gotham skyline on Batman.
That's right.
Yeah, Gotham City.
Yep.
And talking to, it's not the first time that Billy's been in a Class 1 boat. I think 2008 he jumped in with Chris Parsonage in Negotiator in the Class 1 series when they were running the Super Cat, when they were running, Sterling motors on a Victory Hull.
Yep.
But he's got that boat going. It's the last time here in Key West that the Outer Limits is going to run.
Yeah, because he's got the old CT Racing
they're
Victory.
going to bring out the old Victory Hull next year. And I've got to talk to you, Rich Lures of APBA Offshore with his looking back there at 222 Offshore Navy. What a season they had on the UIM Class 1 series. I mean, they had the points championship wrapped up before even the last race of the year, and they didn't have to come to Key West.
They didn't, and the UIM World Championship for Class 1 is already in the books. They are the world champions. They're racing here for pride, and they're also racing here because it's funny. I've always said that every spring the Swallows come back to Capistrano, and every fall the boats come back to Key West. The race boats come back to Key West.
Yep.
It's just the place to be. This is the Indy 500 of powerboat racing, and this is where you want to win. And also, because of the three-race format, it's the most difficult one to win. You don't know any engine gremlin, costs you so many points on the second day, and you're out of it, or you're in it, or somebody breaks and you go from last to first. It's a challenge, and it's one that I'm pleased that the 222 team took their boat here, to stand up just for competition. They're here strictly to race because they're boat racers.
And you talk to 222 Offshore's Darren Nicholson and Giovanni Carpatella, and they never raced Key West before. And so
you'd never know it based on the performance on Wednesday.
And especially the fact that they've been all over the world racing. I mean, both of them go over and race XCAT in the Middle East, and Darren and Muddy McGrath race all over in Australia. But yeah, it's great to see them here, and a lot of great teams. It's up and coming. Met Rich Wyatt this morning. Know Hugh Fuller from years past, the old Drambuie on Ice team that he raced with Johnny Tomlinson. But that DF Young boat is a super boat. Look great, and not to mention the 438 skater of Monster Energy. A lot of great stuff to happen in Class 1 still, and they're coming out to race right now. Hey, Joey Cook, what do you think about the point standings after Jackhammer finishes first, but Big East moves into the podium with North Wing after today?
Yes, Big East definitely moves into the podium. They're sitting about, right now it's Jackhammers to lose, obviously 32-point lead on the rest of the fleet, but North Wing sitting second at 186, and at 169, just 20 points back of North Wing is your Big East team there. So yes, there's a good fight. Push everybody else down, but the top four are all within contention of being in the podium for sure.
The Jackhammer in super good control right now as we head into Sunday.
Yeah, so the Leibel family, Lorne Leibel, who won just about everything there is to win in his career, had to come back out of retirement to finally put Key West in his
that's
pocket.
Right.
Yeah. And he actually achieved that after being inducted into the Canadian Motorsports Hall of Fame.
Exactly. And now Cole, it seems like Cole is having the same struggles. Let's hope he gets through it much earlier in his career.
Yes.
And who's another good Canadian builder, good Canadian name is the Weigels. up at Tough.
Oh, yeah.
That boat that they had at the Lake of the Ozarks shootout, was it the 34 with a 1350 or something?
Yep.
It's hanging out there like a great big Allison, just riding on the pad.
Yep. They started by taking one of our 21-foot shadows, and they were marketing them up in Canada. They made them a lot more updated materials, borrowed quite a bit from Peter Ledden in that regard, and then started to tweak the bottoms and lengthen them and so on. So I look at it with some pride in that the basic concept, the pad bottom V, really is it's the same dihedral that we had. But I also believe that boat with a canopy on it would be vicious in Mod V. That if anyone wants to set up something from scratch right now, buy one of those and stick a safety cockpit on it.
Well, which boat would it? I mean, it's just you'd have to get the right size.
The 32.
They have to,
the 32. And it's proven at the Lake of the Ozarks that it'll take top speed with anybody. All right, and the handling with the span of 32 feet will be awesome.
Imagine one of their little boats in bracket 7.
Yeah,
Actually,
well,
you know what? Put the 200 on it and run it in the new X class.
Absolutely,
that would be a rocket.
Absolutely, and an interesting thing there is Michael Lundblad from the UIM is constantly talking about the long, thin, narrow 3X boats over there and how they'll dominate here.
Yeah.
And we had a couple of them out
the
here.
Nitras run good.
Yeah, we had them watching here, and they don't dominate. I mean, they're right there, even with greater spanning ability. So it's going to be very interesting to watch this 3C class develop, or this 3X class develop.
Well, I mean, you know the boats built on Long Island, the super boats, the activators, the progressions.
Yep.
They're rough water boats.
Yeah, they're all Linder design,
Yep.
and or derivatives of Linder design. And by the way, God bless George. He lost his daughter here about 3 weeks ago, and I'll be with the family actually for a memorial service at the beginning of December. And one other thing, I've been coming here now for 42 years.
Yep.
And this is the first year that we're saying goodbye to Jimmy Buffett. And just, you know.
Yep.
It's funny. In his memory, it seems like the town is partying more than they did in the past. They haven't lost their party-hardy attitude.
No, they haven't. They've lost their son, no doubt, Jimmy Buffett. Hey, let's get right to racing again here as we continue on the Zone 97.7 Sports Radio from the Porte Performance Broadcast Center and at the Race World Offshore Facebook live stream, brought to you by Maximum Inflation. It's the 42nd Annual Key West World Championships presented by Performance Boat Center. The boats are out. Let's get them loaded up. Let's just hit the Class 1 boats, who will start with the VX V-Bottoms and the Extreme Team GBS.
Class 1, Lane 1, the 47 Victory, 222 Offshore, Australia. Darren Nicholson, Giovanni Carpatella. Lane 2, the 48-foot Outer Limits, DeFalco with Mike Falco and Billy Moore. Lane 3, Monster Energy MCon, 438 skater, Myrick Coyle, Tyler Miller. Lane 4, DF Young, the 50-foot Mystic with Hugh Fuller and owner Throttleman Rich Wyatt. Lane 5, Pothole Heroes, John Tomlinson and Carlos De Quesada in a 49-foot Victory.
Yeah, Pothole Heroes retired early on Wednesday. There was a little contact.
Sea strainer problem they had.
Yeah, but there was a little contact with them and DeFalco. Mike Falco's team was working on that in the pits, and it was just it was a nick, but they had to. They had to get that together before they got out.
They're getting the boats up on plane now. You see the V-bottoms you see on your screen now. The outermost one is the Team Farnsworth. Hancock Claims is the fountain. In board of them is the race-winning brands, the Skater. So and then there's another fountain, Team 25, that we can't see right now.
102 starts for the Cigarette Racing Hawk boat, the Pace boat. Back here in Key West again as the Class 1 boats are up with the VX and Extremes. We're going to call Class 1 here for you first as they go around. They'll be doing 10 laps and 45 miles. 222 Offshore was your winner on Wednesday's first day of racing here in Key West. Now racing for the Southern
they're all starting together.
Continental Championship, and the green flag is up. Let's go Green Flag Racing, and that means Allez Vite. Let's go fast here in Key West.
Here comes
for the World
Young.
Championships.
Throw a line across them, Rich.
Yeah, they got a phenomenal start, and they're accelerating almost identically. 3 abreast at the lead. Skater in the middle.
Yep.
222 on this side.
And this Mystic.
The Mystic is flying.
Now, will the biggest boat for the Mystic be an advantage? It looks like it's laid down.
As calm as it is, probably the smallest boat has the advantage at this point.
Inverted start from the finish. That means 222 Offshore has the inside line. That's tough going for everybody else because when they've had the inside line, they've been nearly unbeatable. As we go on top with the X Insurance Helicam, and the X Insurance part of our Boots and Boats concert on Saturday afternoon. Go to raceworldoffshore.com to find out the lineup and to buy your tickets. There's 222 Offshore and the rest of the fleet coming around now, heading eastbound towards the turn at Fort Zachary Taylor. A 3-pin turn at turn 1, 2-pin turn coming back into the harbor.
Yeah, Giovanni told me the other day that he raced that boat for 5 years with Lamborghinis with Luca Fendi in Class 1, and he knows the propellers it likes.
Look at that boat running very nicely, just getting the right amount of air into Key West Harbor. A little bounce, you're going to get that chop coming back into the harbor. The varying conditions that
it's hitting every one of them. They're all going airborne, no matter how big the boat is. That hole is vicious right there.
Well, those are ever-changing holes. The cruise ships are coming in and out of here 3 times a week. So I mean, they get filled in, they get uncovered.
Oh,
here comes 222 Offshore, lap number 1. They Monster Energy in second, DF Young in third. DeFalco in fourth,
right there in the Rooster Tail Pothole Heroes.
And Pothole Heroes in fifth.
I got to imagine JBS is going to be. No,
they're right here. Nope. JBS is approaching.
This is the race-winning brands.
Yeah. So it was race-winning brands and Hancock Claims 1-2 and VX, and then JBS coming around. They're running unopposed.
I don't think Team 25 came out for the start.
Yeah,
the British fountain.
Check again. It looks like that might be them. Is that?
Oh, there they are, right there.
They are coming through. Or entry from Britain.
They had to lease
Team 25
after they trashed that engine the other day.
Thank you for coming. Great Britain as we go back.
Here's
on top.
Yep.
Monster Energy, Class 1, 438 skater, built by Peter Ledden with the Mercury 1100 turbocharged engines, rudder and surface drives. Now back to the VX race with OC Racing.
No, that's race-winning brands.
I'm sorry, race-winning brands.
Out front, Bill McComb from Sarasota.
And
on the throttles, Ed Wendt.
Yep. Hancock Racing behind them. Final race of the day here today. We've gotten everything out and pretty much on time, for the exception of a little bit of delay starting at 12:30 because of a vessel that had trouble getting anchored up. Sitting there waiting, and we look at your leader in Class 1 continues to be Giovanni Carpatella of Italy and Darren Nicholson from Australia in the 222 Offshore.
And now JBS appears to be hurting it.
Now it looks like Hancock Claims has just pulled around. Race-winning brands heading out to turn 2.
There was some concern that JBS might chase down the Class 1 boats, but it doesn't look that way the way they're running right now. And now back into the Monster Energy fan zone. So the Monster Energy buoys throughout the entire Key West Harbor where all the fans are watching this exciting race. And 222 Offshore is back through, continuing the lead every lap here today.
He's flying.
Averaging 106.5 miles an hour on that lap. There they are as we look overhead.
DF Young's gotten by the skater of Monster, Tyler Miller.
So second now is...
Here comes DeFalco.
DF Young, there's DeFalco there in fourth, Monster Energy in third.
And Pothole Heroes.
It's been a long year for Carlos de Quesada. He won here in Key West last year with Johnny Tomlinson. The boat is being teched by the great Gary Stray. And they continue to struggle this year as they're in the back of the pack. They pulled off the course on Wednesday.
One of the rare Arneson-powered fountains ever built. Mark Wilson and his son originally set this up for Bill Mazzoni. just getting better and better all the time.
Yeah, the Hancock is also flying the skater V-bottom seems to have dropped back quite a bit.
Yeah, the race-winning brands.
Actually, here it is.
The race-winning brands now falls back to second. We're 2 laps into their 8-lap race.
JBS is dead in turn 1.
Yep.
So they're down. And they're building a new skater.
I think it's completed.
But Jeff Stevenson said they're gonna turbocharge the big 16 power motors to try to prove their viability as a pleasure boat motor.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great poker run package.
Yeah.
You have more cylinders than anybody. And it's proven dependable. It's unusual for them to have issues like this. That's been one of the most dependable packages in Class 1 last year and this year in Extreme.
Team 25 with Robert Brockier from Southampton, UK. That's the Wicks boat. 42 Fountain. Kurt Rideau is the driver. And here comes your overall leader once again, 222 Offshore, Australia Navy. Lap number 3 at 10.
Yeah, Darren referred to the boat this morning as a sweet lady.
Yes.
So, and boy, did he get that right.
Continuing to run just a shade under 106 miles an hour.
Yeah.
DF Young. Looks like they may be holding on to second. And they do. 50-foot Mystic. Hugh Fuller and Rich Wyatt. The Monster Energy 438 skater in third. Watch them head into the harbor turn. Off camera, DeFalco pulls through in fourth. And Pothole Heroes close astern in fifth.
They want some more water.
Yeah, it's funny. With Gary Stray working on the boat, they're extracting the maximum out of it. It just doesn't seem to want to hook up and compete.
Right. And that's the boat that won here last year.
Yeah.
When Johnny and Carlos just took a very small advantage of another team's miscue in navigation and snuck to the front, and that's all they needed.
They've got a lot of sneaking to do right now.
Yes.
Yeah, they got to sneak up, sneaky, and I'm not sure it's that easy. As we watch Hancock Claims again, VX boats coming through. But it's nice to see those fast B-bottoms come back through the harbor for so many years. Instigator, Cooper Standard, great races. A lot of noise, but good noise.
I met Ed Quirk yesterday, who used to run the Canopied Outer Limits Media Master. That was a very successful boat in its time.
Looking back over the years, the way they've loosened up these V-bottoms, the way they run.
Yeah.
It's amazing that the stability they have as loose as they are.
Yeah, Richie, you remember V-bottom couldn't go 100 miles an hour.
Oh, no, and it was considered impossible to go 100 miles an hour for them.
Yeah.
Now they're running on the back 18 inches, and just there's nothing in the water. And they get around pretty quickly.
They do. I remember on Lake Pontchartrain when Reggie Fountain busted 107, we were all just, our eyes popped out of our head.
Yep.
Bye-bye, movie star.
That's right. All right, here comes 222 Offshore one more time. We're not quite halfway into this race for Class 1, and they're checking out.
Yep, the sweet lady is performing.
Letting it drop off about a half mile an hour, 104.8. 222 Offshore leading after lap number 4, still 6 to go. In Class 1, here comes DF Young. What a beautiful boat. And Monster Energy, a chase.
They're making up.
Yeah, they're closing them down. The Monster boat.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I was talking to Tyler a couple of races ago, and
DeFalco in fourth, Pothole Heroes in fifth.
And here comes Tyler mentioned that he's waiting for the winter to start his propeller program for this boat. So look out, folks.
Yeah.
There's a lot more coming.
Because I mean, he was talking about how he'll go and meet Myrick at his lake house in the morning before work to go run props.
Oh yeah. The homework that they do rivals really only Gary Stray.
Yeah.
And I think they're outstraying Stray right now.
I'm not sure when we last saw a Throttle Man team owner come around as quickly as Tyler Miller.
Oh, wow.
It hasn't been that long. He was Rookie of the Year like 2018 or something around, and the next thing you know, he's winning the national championship and now vying for back-to-back world championships in Supercat.
Every now and then one of them comes along. Alcone,
yeah, but he was a driver. Gilbreth was the throttle man.
He was a driver, but I'm saying somebody comes along, Willie Diaz, whatever, who's just a cut above. And there was a movie called The Natural, all right? And we've had we've been fortunate to have a handful of them in the sport. Tyler Miller's right there. He is as good as I've ever seen.
Here comes your leader.
And though the thing...
And VX, that's Hancock Claims.
But the other thing that can be argued there is he's got a natural in the driver's spot in his boat, too.
Absolutely, but that's what naturals do. They win,
yeah.
Okay? They find a way to win. But he's a combination of really good talent and a work ethic that's just off the charts.
The tenacity.
Oh, and he wants to win. His competitive nature is just unbridled. I mean, he's going to tighten up Class 1, no doubt.
Yeah, make no mistake. Combine that with the passion and his acumen to gain the knowledge and put it to application. There's 222 Offshore. Back around lap number 5, halfway through this course. They haven't trailed other than at the beginning of the red flag lap on Wednesday.
So let's see what's happening right. Here's DF Young, and right on him is the MCON.
He definitely got a little closer, but still back.
Yeah, MCON's found something out there.
Right, but now look, they're going to run inside. I don't know if Rich and Hugh are going to close it down, but
Falco continuing to hold fourth here.
Being in a 50-footer, they might want to sweep a wider turn.
And Pothole Heroes in fifth. 222 Offshore heading back out. A successful season on the UIM Class 1 series. Now coming back to Key West to...
About to put a lap on race-winning Brands.
They are going around race-winning Brands.
Look at the closing
camera.
rate between those two boats.
See ya.
Yep. And there is a determined competitiveness to Giovanni as well.
Oh, yes.
And let's not make any, you're talking about an acumen for this sport. Giovanni's been around the world. He's working with Peter Muddy McGrath to get this boat set up. He comes out, walks the wall, he has a sense for the conditions and how to set the boat up. Working with Luca Fendi, worked with big budgets at Class 1, Lamborghini engines. Again, his knowledge is valuable, and the way they put it together in the Triple Offshore team, they all work together.
It all works. It's all working right now.
It is.
And
there's you would think there might be a giant ego. There isn't a giant ego involved, and not at all.
Especially with Darren. I mean, he's very down to earth.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm on the UIM Commonwealth, the Offshore Commission for the UIM, and Giovanni was attending the meetings consistently. He wanted to be up to date on everything, ask really good questions, and advanced the cause of his boat, among other things.
Hancock Claims just 3 laps left in VX as we see 222 Offshore coming around, and coming around they're going to lap race-winning Brands there.
No, they're already here.
They've already done it.
Yeah.
They're laying off just a bit, down to about 103.8 miles an hour. DF Young continuing to run in second.
Let's see what's happening between second and third. It's tightening up. If Tyler's got something for DF.
Rich Wyatt, Hugh Fuller.
Now they've lost ground.
Maybe having to deal with
And they lost ground because they encountered some traffic that the skater
The race-winning Brands boat.
Race-winning Brands.
Here comes DeFalco, continuing to hold fourth. We haven't had a position change yet in Class 1. Pothole Heroes continuing to chase DeFalco. And race-winning Brands had come through and all of that, and we're running in second in VX. And you can finish up your thoughts on Giovanni Carpatella.
Yeah, with Giovanni, he's not only competitive in the boat, he's constantly thinking about how to gain advantages all the way through. He's talking to the race officials and UIM and so on, just trying to stay up to date on every detail, every rule, to see where they can gain some kind of advantage. But I'm also noticing, as we look back on the season, going back to Cocoa Beach, the DeFalco boat, which right now is mid-pack, has come a really long way. They were having trouble just finishing, just starting.
Well, I think that was as much because Chris Hanley was in the boat, and he's from Australia, right?
That was
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
That was part of it. Part of it was the boat was unused for years.
Right.
And every little gremlin and mouse hole and whatever was coming out, a little bit of corrosion here, a little torn wire there, and every little thing was breaking. And right now they've got the thing to where it's running competitively and staying together. So now we'll look for them to get better next year.
Boy, look at the way the back of the pack that struggled early in the year in Class 1 came together, and everybody was competitive. And if you get Pothole Heroes back up into that in the midst of who knows what happens with the other team that Gary Stray puts together, get it back in a livery, and quite a season in front of us next year with 222 coming back as the world champion.
Well, you have that Norwegian team.
Yes, but we've been expecting them for 3 months now. So
once again, here comes 222 Offshore.
Just flying. Just beautiful.
On a Friday afternoon cruise.
The attitude, the attack angle on that boat, it's just that much better, higher in the water, less drag, just a magnificent riding boat.
And the Hancock Claim. 2 laps left for VX. We saw DF Young cruise through on the backside of...
Where's MCON?
Yeah, where is MCON?
Right
here he is.
All right.
And, continue to kind of fall back just slightly. Monster Energy MCON team. The Monster Energy Class 1 team, Tyler Miller and Myra Coyle in third. DeFalco now in fourth. As we watch 222 Offshore head back out to turn number 1.
Yeah, Billy told me the other day he tried something that he did 15 years ago on another boat with DeFalco and it worked. You just never know where you're going to find something.
Race-winning Brands now. 2 laps to go in VX class. JPS out early in this race.
Bill McComb's son is the marketing director for the Race-Winning Brands group. And that's how the sponsorship came about, because it's Corsa, it's like Edelbrock, it's all these well-known. Dart, I think, is on there.
Yeah, performance companies.
Yeah.
That's right. He was in the conversation regarding the acquisition of heads. There was a head shortage for these engines, for the Super Cat engines and the Mod V engines, and he's been working to solve that problem. Getting back to it, it's interesting you said the comment about a little change from 20 years ago and so on.
Yeah.
So little has happened on the big picture since probably 30 years ago in terms of true development.
Right.
It's all incremental now. It's all just fine-tuning. And a lot of things have been forgotten.
Well, that's even what Tyler said to me after one race. He said, we got through the big things. Now it's all the little things.
Yeah, and that's where it is. That's where you win or lose.
Yep, there we look at race-winning Brands continuing to run now back out to 1. We saw 222 Offshore coming back into the harbor, and after this lap, they'll have 2 left to go. It's all done but the racing, but they've got to, that's the first time they went up.
Yeah.
They came through, weren't able to keep the boat stuck to the water. And here it comes, 222 Offshore.
It just never gets out of shape, though. I mean, it's just... But when you look at the minimal water contact, that thing is just tippy-toeing on the top of the water. It's just perfectly set up.
Nice attitude as well for DF Young. They got to like their place here.
And I bet
heading
they
into
barely
the-
talk. I bet they barely
they don't
talk.
have to.
DF Young setting up nice for a potential podium finish on the final day of racing with double the points. And Monster Energy as well. They've already been on the podium once.
I'll tell you who else has stepped up this year is Herb Stotler with this DF Young boat.
Falco up to third. Oh, after a second the other day. That Pothole Hero.
Something happened to the Monster Energy team.
Where's Monster? Yeah,
Falco, great shot, big day.
Here's Monster.
They're
limping
coming
along.
in.
They're limping along.
Could have had a Guardian issue.
Yeah.
Possibly. They do not look like they're up on
No,
full power.
they're not at full song at all.
That's a big day for DeFalco after getting bumped out of the podium the other day. Now they can head up. And
I thought DeFalco finished second.
They got penalized.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they
there
got
was
a
a
penalty.
penalty.
Yeah, well, lane infraction, I believe, is what they got called for.
Oh, yeah.
I believe on turn one, they got in the way of MCON on the very first day there.
Hancock and DeFalco, Pothole Heroes, now running in fourth. Team Farnsworth, Hancock Claims, and race-winning brands out for their last lap. Pothole Heroes, Carlos De Quesada and Johnny Tomlinson. As we watch them head out to turn number one. So after a disappointing finish in Gradell for Billy Moore and Supercat after leading early, they've got to be happy to actually get back on the podium. Mike Falco and his team worked so hard. We'll launch that victory hole next year as we look at 222 Offshore coming down for the penultimate time here today. Looking for the white flag with just one lap to go after they come through into the Monster Energy fan zone. Look for the Monster Energy buoys here in Key West Harbor as it straddles all of the watching areas from Fort Zachary Taylor all the way down to the Harbor Hotels here right at the start-finish line. Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the Key West World Championships. 222 Offshore.
In the final lap, it would appear, but unfortunately there we see the JBS being towed in.
1,100 horsepower twin engines, 16 power engines.
DF Young looks like to be continuing to hold second place.
Solid day, moved from third to second where they stayed since lap number 2. DF Young, Rich Wyatt, and Hugh Fuller. And now holding on to a solid third, DeFalco, Mike Falco, and Billy Moore in the outer limits. Pothole Heroes, though, close enough to be a bother.
Yeah.
Watch them.
And don't you think Billy knows that Johnny's there?
Oh, absolutely. There's Hancock Claims, the Team Farnsworth, both will be campaigning this, and the Supercat that they just acquired, the 40 MTI next year. As they come through. Should be a checkered flag, Joey, for those guys.
I have that as well.
That didn't seem to slow them down.
No, not at all. And yeah, I wouldn't even. You might see him take another lap just for good measure. A couple laps off the pace. Our entry from Britain, Team 25, and now coming through and falling off the pace. Yep, back in 5th place now. Monster Energy. Something went bad there.
It doesn't sound bad, but it's just it has no power.
Whoa!
That hurt.
Race-winning Brands takes second here today.
That was some side impact.
So here we go. This will be the day for 222 Offshore, Australian Navy. All the way from Australia, Darren Nicholson. All the way from Italy, Giovanni Carpatella, his throttle man. Peter Muddy McGrath helping his crew chief. What a squad they have. They'll win here today in Class 1. for the second straight day in the Key West World Championships. Presented by Performance Boat Center. Low average 104 miles an hour. 222 offshore, ladies and gentlemen.
And they did what was needed to be done. They took the lead and advanced their position.
That's all they've done.
Handily.
All year has been a dominant boat.
Handily.
That's,
it's just
one of those things you watch it goes by, you just kind of laugh and shake your head like, wow.
The term "sweet lady" could not be better applied.
D.F. Young, Rich Wyatt, and Hugh Fuller will take second today for the Southernmost Continental Championship.
And in a complimentary way, I still say Rich is an underrated, probably underappreciated. Let's put it that way.
And Herb Stotler is underappreciated as well. I mean,
Rigger and
he's making that thing sing.
DeFalco will hold on and take third, and Pothole Heroes with the fourth. Monster Energy still to finish. We'll hold on to fifth. And I think once they come through, that'll be it. As Team 25 is still a couple laps off the pace. And the lone boat out there after the Monster Energy team. Most disappointing for Tyler Miller and Myra Coyle after being second first around on lap number 1, then third for most of the race, only to fall back on that 9th lap with something going.
To lose the podium.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug.
It makes the standings for that podium. Obviously, Offshore Australia is the class of the fleet, and they're doing their thing, but it makes the rest of the way real interesting. You're going to have DF Logistics sitting in the podium right now at second, 1 point ahead of DeFalco, and then just 7 points back of them is MCON. So we're going to have all three of them coming in within, 8 points of each other for Sunday's race, fighting for the, pretty much, that's, might as well be all tied for second right now.
Man.
And with double points?
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying might as well be all tied for second. 8 points means absolutely nothing because you only have five boats running, so you only have 4 extra points to get off of that for the extra point for a boat you beat. So in the long run, 8 points is really not going to make a whole lot of difference. Either you're going to beat them or you're not. So it really comes down to who wins that for the second, third, and fourth there.
Now, mathematically, could Pothole Heroes still get the podium?
They could. They're at one they're about 35 points back of DeFalco. So yeah, they're going to take 2 places above DeFalco. Beat. If you're doing that, then you're all of a sudden popping in there. But DeFalco's sitting second right now at 168, 137 for Pothole Heroes. I'm sorry, 134 for Pothole Heroes. So they're right there on it. It's anybody's game for the podium.
Yeah, we just watched. Yeah, we watched a couple of VX boats take victory laps, and that's it. As we look at the Cigarette Hawk pace boat, I think Monster Energy coming back around. They've got some things to sort out between now and Sunday. That boat, we'll see it tonight, as well as all of these other boats on Duval Street for the big street party. Come on out for that. That's one heck of a show. All of Lower Duval, Green Street down to the Florida Powerboat Club's Poker Run Village. And a lot of equipment, a lot of cool stuff to see. And right now, waiting 222 Offshore to grab their checkered flag here in Class 1, a second straight victory for them here today. So again, we'll look to see out on Duval Street tonight for the incredible street party. Your top 3 boats here today: 222 Offshore in the first spot, DF Young in second, and DeFalco top 3 in Class 1. Team Farnsworth Hancock Claims, your winner in VX. Race-winning brands in second, Team 25 in third, and just a lap out there for JBS Racing today in the extreme class.
So now the big conundrum is this Key West. And Key West is known for breaking hearts.
Of course.
So at this point in time, we have a dominant boat after 2 days.
2 of them.
And I don't know how many times I've seen the dominant boat after 2 days with a broken heart on Sunday afternoon.
Actually 3, because you got Jackhammer, you got 222, and you have MCON, Monster Energy, and Supercat.
And I sometimes think maybe that's not where you want to be.
Well, there's a few of them that are creeping up there too. You got Billy and Jay sitting in the WHM in podium status right now, sitting in third place, despite a third place and a fifth place finish. And if anybody knows how to break hearts, it's the WHM team.
Absolutely.
And MCon, if I'm Myrick and Tyler, I'll admit, I'm looking at them going, God, they're that close to me?
Yeah.
They're sitting that good again. It's not really as close as you would think as the rest of the battle, but some of these teams, like you said, with today's Offshore Australia 222, they're well out in front of the point standing. So is MCon because what happened to Graydell today. That changes a lot of things in that retrospective. So really, it's MCon well out in front and the battle for the rest of the podium in some of these classes here. But the Jackhammer is one of those ones that cannot sit back and just relax. His Northwing is creeping. And the Hulk, they've been heartbroken so many times. Maybe it changes the name. Maybe it changes their luck this time around, and they don't get the heartbreak and break somebody else's heart this time around. So it'll be really interesting. You're right. Some of these could really turn out and swing a crazy way come Sunday with double points.
And that's why Key West is such a challenge. It is to win a single race. You set up for a certain course. You get out there, you do your thing. But to hit the same course 3 times in a row, changing weather conditions, it's not easy. I don't care how good you are. It's not easy. And if anybody can dominate 1, 2, 3, they'll be the exception rather than the rule.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Don't disagree with that at all.
There you go. Great racing today. Got it all off without a hitch. Super stuff. And that was cool watching the diver drop here. Sean Steiner, J.R. Anderson's safety crew, top notch here. They get a cool dip in the water. You come back to the pits. And we'll be back on Sunday for the final day of racing. All the points, tally them up, and hand out the World Championships on Sunday. Rich Lures, thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you again on Sunday. Glad to be with you again. And we'll come back and wrap things up. Still a lot more to go. We got the podiums for Class 1, VX, and the Superstock boats and more as we recap today's racing in the 42nd Annual Key West World Championships presented by Performance Boat Center. This is the Race World Offshore live stream brought to you by Maximum Inflation CO2 inflatable cartridges.
Hey Key West, Danny Hughes here from Two Friends Patio. I love live music all day, every day. And that's exactly what we have. Breakfast, lunch, happy hour, and dinner just seem better. An Eggs Benedict or Key West shrimp is more pimp. Beer tastes more cheery. You ameliorate a steak. And you're eating that food, drinking that drink, enjoying the music, and you're sitting in Old Town Key West, the best damn place in the world. So meet your friends or make your friends at Two Friends, 512 Front Street in Old Town Key West or twofriends.com.
After the roar of your boat motor has subsided, but you want to keep your engine running, stop by Fairvilla Sexy Things Key West, 524 Front Street. Why not keep that excitement in your day? Fairvilla Sexy Things is your intimacy and wellness resource. Plus, they have the sexiest lingerie, the best party supplies, and all your bedroom necessities, sure to keep you revved up and ready for action. For store locations and online shopping, Fairvilla.com. In Key West, every day can be a winner for you at Fairvilla Sexy Things.
The sound of performance, that's what drives us. When Scott Porte set out to build the most technologically advanced hydraulic transom lift system, he pulled out all the stops. The Porte R-Series high-performance hydraulic transom bracket is the world's most advanced outboard transom bracket. After Scott won another world championship, the race governing body declared the Porte R-Series an unfair advantage. The Porte R-Series cockpit-controlled hydraulic transom bracket has the same DNA as our industrial commercial series. Maximum horsepower, 750 per engine. Maximum weight capacity, 900 pounds per engine. Maximum number of engines, unlimited. Besides numerous national, world, and sanctioning body championships, the Porte R-Series just won Top Gun status by setting the open cockpit outboard powered catamaran class at the 2022 Lake of the Ozarks Shootout. The unfair advantage keeps on winning everywhere it goes. Let us design one for you. Visit us online at porteproducts.com.
And now we return to the 42nd Annual
Okay, hi again, everybody. I'm Rick Lopez. A lot of races today here, Joey. Great news. We had no accidents out here today. We had one boat that stuffed, but everything was okay. But other than that, I mean, a very solid day of racing here.
Very few breakdowns. Really, like there was a lot of clean racing, a lot of exciting racing. There was at one point in that Super Cat class, they came by. They were 3 wide going right by the spectators here. That was something else to see that. That was some high-paced action right there. And there's a reason, again, I always say it, but there's a reason the Super Cats are kind of the premier class, because you get racing like that with 3 boats coming by. I mean, heck, you look at that whole fleet of them, outside of a couple of breakdowns there, the 1 through 7 boats were all within half a minute of each other. That's racing right there. That's what it's all about. So it's some really exciting stuff there. And same with the Super Stock to end the day. I mean, not the end of the day, but the 230.
Right.
What racing that was, too. Team Big East was really getting pushed along there the whole way along by North Wing. 2 great boats there trying to chase down the jackhammer. That was some exciting stuff as well. So it was some real exciting racing coming into that afternoon.
And that's an interesting point, to your point, where there wasn't a lot of breakdowns in that Super Stock class that went off at 2:30 today. We had 11 boats. All 11 made it back from Wednesday. Everybody got through again today.
Yeah.
There was no breakdown there. Jackhammer in that class is going to be on the top of the podium again for the second straight day. But what was really interesting was that battle for second and third between Big East Construction and North Wing, and that went right down to the wire before Big East was able to nose out North Wing for that second place spot.
Puts them both on the podium too right now. Coming into the day, North Wing is now sitting in second place overall at 186 points, 30 points behind Jackhammer right now, but just, let's see, 17 points back of North Wing is Team Big East right now, so they're right on their tail. Celsius still has a shot at 144 points. They're right there as well, so there's some real exciting racing that's going to be coming down here last day. Bermuda could throw a wrench in there. Performance Boat Center. I mean, Myrick has been killing it in the MCon. I mean, absolutely has some great races in the MCon, especially in the Super Cat right before winning it. This Class 1, he's run well in the Class 1, but the Performance Boat Center, which is his original boat, the one that he won the first World Championships in, man, they're sitting with the 6th today, 9th after the other day. They're practically out right now. It's crazy to think in such a big fleet that the Performance Boat Center not only needs to win, but they need a lot of help from teams like Team Allen Lawn Care, LPC Racing, maybe even a little help from Coco's Monkey or Allied. Heck, Curry's could do some work, but you need that bottom of that fleet for teams like the PBC to make a run here. So it's kind of crazy to see them that low, but it just shows the level of experience that these guys are getting in this super stock class and how it's just raising the bar and making it real exciting.
In our last race of the day, we sent out the Class 1 boats. Now, remember, on Wednesday, they started at 10:45. So they got the switch all the way to the end of the day. But just like on Wednesday, it was the Australian team, the Australian Navy. I mean, another great run out here, Joey, and another first-place finish for the guys from Down Under.
Yeah, there's the reason that they're already the UMI champions. There's a reason that they've already got the title. We're very fortunate to have them come here and win this title as well. They don't have to be here. They've come a long way to put on a show, and they're obviously the class of the fleet, class of what we've seen here. I mean, that boat, you hardly even hear it go by as fast as it's going by. It's kind of like a zip, and it's gone. It is something else to see. It's truly a spectacle, and it is done very well this week, but it's not over yet. They still got to finish off Sunday and double point day.
Who can catch them there? DF Young had a good day today. They had a 4th place finish on Wednesday, finishing second today. And then DeFalco, who has a 3rd place finish today, had a 2nd place finish on Wednesday. How can those two teams get in the mix here?
Well, DeFalco actually got penalized and dropped to 3rd the other day. So MCon finished in 2nd the other day. So right now, it's pretty much the Offshore Australia's to lose right now. They're well ahead of the curve. You got to think they're sitting at 210 points. Next back is 169, so that's 40 points back. That means they finished in 2nd place. Even if they fall to 2nd on Sunday, that they're still national champions. And for that matter, third place pretty much does it for them as well. It'll be really tight if DF Young or DeFalco can come up to win that race. MCon's within striking distance as well, but the three of those boats had to go 1, 2, 3 and knock Australia Offshore all the way down to 4 in order for one of the three of them to take the podium. And they have to finish, well, 3, it doesn't matter. Pothole Heroes could be the real dark horse in this, and they finished top 3 with DeFalco, MCon, or DF Young. Australia Offshore could potentially not be your world champions. Now, the way we've seen this boat running today, let me ask you, what do you think the chances they don't finish in the top 3?
Right. Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the nicest, sweetest boat of the week so far, not finishing in the top 3.
Right.
That's crazier things
Good
have
point.
happened.
Right.
25% pieces have broken, but I don't think this is one of those boats that's going to just break down like that.
And by the way, you mentioned Pothole Heroes at the 4th place finish today. Remember, they were involved in the collision with the X-Insurance number 11 boat on Wednesday. That X-Insurance boat flipped, and you're going to actually see that out on Duval Street tonight, where you'll see some of the damage on it and all that. They're going to show. X-Insurance number 11 boat could not go today. Pothole Heroes, who did not finish on Wednesday after that collision, they get back out in a 4th place finish today.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Pothole Heroes just had a little bit of rubbing. Maybe there wasn't a whole lot of damage to them. I think it was more the impact of the splash and everything around and everything that could have happened with that. So, yeah, it's not so much that, the X-Insurance flipped. They went straight over. Their back engine is completely exposed. There's damage to the nose. So, yeah, the X-Insurance is not getting back. There's no way you get that refiberglass and refixed before this week. So that put them out. Pothole Heroes had just a slight bit of damage, and they were able to get it back up, and hopefully they can get even better come Sunday.
We're getting ready to head back over to the podium. We got more podium presentations here in just a moment. A quick look at Extreme, Joey, the Farnsworth Hancock team, second straight day, second straight first place finish.
It took them a second, though. It took them a second to get past that race-winning Brands there. Had a great first lap. But then you're right, Farnsworth is just the better boat in that class right now, and they showed it again today, and they've got a very strong advantage over the two teams that slipped second and third in the first race. So they're also their race to lose right now.
One of the cool things when you come out here and you're on the outer mall with us enjoying the races is after we hit our break after the different races that go off, we have the podium presentation, which is really, if you're coming up the mall towards the VIP area near the end of the mall, it's on your right-hand side. Todd Swafford is over there right now getting ready to hand out today's hardware, and see all the teams that finished first and second place, and guys will get their coconuts, Joey, and
Coconut Man.
Yeah, Coconut Man. Watch the slicing there. There's a lot of coconut shrapnel over there after today, so be careful when you're walking around the podium presentation. So Todd and the crew are getting ready to set everybody up, and I love this feature, Joey. This is really great for the fans because they're able to see them. All righty, and well, we're about ready to head over there for the podium, the final podium presentation of the day here at the 42nd Annual World Championship Offshore Powerboat Races.
Final presentation for the Southernmost Continental Championship. Here, the second day of racing for the 42nd Annual Key West World Championships, presented by Performance Boat Center. Welcome to the Monster Energy Award ceremony here for our final race of the day. Let's get a start with the guys that have been waiting the longest, our super stock teams. Fantastic racing out there. All boats finished up today. Let's get right to the podium. And finishing in third place today in super stock class, Team Northwing. Congratulations to Darren Kittredge, Casey Boaz. Completely redesigned 32 Doug Wright with the Mercury Racing 300R engines. Big win there today for them. Moved up during the day. Started 6th, up from 5th to 4th, finishing in 3rd. All of our competitors thirsty today, and the Coconut Man is serving up freshly cut coconut, the official coconut of the Race World Offshore World Championship. Second place today in Super Stock Racing, Big East Construction. From Canada, Cole Liable. Super Stock Guru, Gary Ballou. We almost lost him there to a flying piece of shrapnel coconut. Big East Construction. Second place today in Superstock class. And now, first place today. They just continue to win. Big week in Key West for Team Jackhammer. Reese Langheim, Julia Maldonado. First place, second straight win here in Key West in the Southernmost Continental Championship Cup. Jackhammer, your winner today in Superstock class. Hoist your coconuts. Victory is sweet, especially when you're driving a Victory Hull, just like Jackhammer and Big East. Congratulations to North Wing. Third place here today, Big East second, and the winner for the second straight day is Southernmost Continental Championship Cup goes to Jackhammer in Superstock class. All right, thank you very much, Superstock teams. Let's move on as we continue our podium presentation and wrap up our second day of racing here in Key West for the 42nd Annual World Championships. Let's move to VX Extreme Racing. Just finished up racing with Class 1. Third place here today in VX Extreme, the V-bottom class, Team 25. Team 25, congratulations. Coming all the way from the UK, team member, Team 25. Yes, Southernmost Continental Cup. Save that coconut and take it home. Yes, thank you very much. Team 25. Second place in VX. Number 11, Race Winning Brands. Race Winning Brand second in VX class. Coconut Man, busy at work. Somehow he just gets better and better at that. And first place today in VX Extreme, Hancock Claims Team Farnsworth. V-bottom racing at its best here in Key West for the World Championships. VX Extreme, and this is your podium. Third place, Team 25. Second place, Race Winning Brands. And fourth place, third in the championship here. First place going to Hancock Claims, Team Farnsworth. VX Championships here. Wrap up Sunday for the 42nd Annual Key West World Championships presented by Performance Boat Center. Time now for our final race of the day, the UIM Class 1 Series coming to Key West for a 3-day World Championship. For Race World Offshore, their series already decided during the season. It was very exciting for their worldwide series. And now coming to Key West for the legendary World Championship. Let's welcome to the podium our top three finishers. In third place today, welcome from New York, DeFalco Racing. Mike Falco and Billy Moore. And ladies and gentlemen, this is for the final time for 2023 that the Coconut Man will be on the podium here in Key West. He's the official coconut of the Key West World Championships. Big round of applause for the Coconut Man, folks. My man. Second place today in Class 1, the 50-foot Mystic D.F. Young. Rich Wyatt, Hugh Fuller, congratulations to the podium. Second place here in Key West in race day 2. Second place today. It's just milk, guys, just like the Indy 500. Well, it's coconut milk. First place for the second straight day, with the exception of one red flag lap. They've led every lap here in Key West over 2 days. Your winner in Class 1 for the Southernmost Continental Cup Championship and atop the points lead heading into Sunday's race final, 222 Offshore. Giovanni Carpatella from Italy, Darren Nicholson from Australia. They're your reigning UIM Class 1 world champions. And your podium for Class 1 racing here today, going out globally on the Race World Offshore Facebook page to our live stream audience. Thanks for joining us and watching today's race. We'll have a quick word with the champions immediately following. Big hand for your race winners here. Podium in Class 1. 222 Offshore, D.F. Young, and DeFalco, Class 1 winners here in Key West at the World Championship races. Ladies and gentlemen, guys, can we get a quick word to the audience? No worries. Darren, hey, Darren. You got anything in there for you or no? Yeah, not quite yet? Giovanni, I mean, you had to be looking at those boats running in the morning with that outgoing tide thinking, are we going to get that chop? But things kind of laid down. I think you probably might have liked some of that, but you didn't get it. The boat ran flawlessly again.
Yeah, we have thinking about the new setup today because yesterday, for our point of view, we don't have too much speed in the straight line. So we work in a different way. With the propeller and ratio, and we got it. The sea condition is not the same as yesterday, but was good. For our boat, it's perfect.
And quite a run for 222 Offshore. Darren, it's not just you and Giovanni. You get into the pits, you talk to your crew. What a great group you have. You also got your good mate, Peter Muddy McGrath, on board, but the entire crew is a huge part of what you guys and win. 2 Offshore, Australian Navy, not only winning the World Points Championship, but coming to Key West and taking 2 out of 3. 1 race left to go, and it's Sunday. It all starts at 10. Watch it live right here on the Race World Offshore Facebook page with the live stream. Cheers to 222 Offshore.
And also, you can hear all the action and the finale on the Zone 97.7 WAVK as our coverage on Sunday will start just about at 10 a.m. Our coverage of the 2023 World Champ Powerboat races here in Key West has been brought to you by Porte Performance, Lichty Marine Marathon, Keys Auto Center, X Insurance, Fast Boats, Boots and Boats Concert, Florida Powerboat Club, Two Friends Patio Restaurant, We've Got the Keys, Pepe's Cafe, Key West Adventures and more, El Mesón de Pepe, Beach Weekend Key West, Bourbon Street Pub, and Fair Villa Sexy Things. We'll take one more timeout. When we come back, we'll put a wrap on day 2. We'll let you know all the things going on and get you all ready to go for the big Duval Street party tonight, the big concert tomorrow, and race day on Sunday, the final day of racing here in Key West. We're back right after this here on your home of the 42nd Annual World Championship Offshore Powerboat Races. That's us, The Zone, 97.7 WAVK.